What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. And I just realized something. Hey, Luke or PLD or somebody. Apparently don't have enough storage. This show's not going to get recorded. That's not good. Hey, we have a lot to talk about today. What are we going to talk about? Well, Kevin Feige is talking a lot about Marvel. The things they did right, the things they did wrong, what's coming up next, who we might see. That and a lot more. John Rocha is on the show and is currently planning out the 2 steak dinners he's going to have to take me to, because Jurassic World is like the number 3 most profitable movie of the year so far worldwide. It's going to hit 700 probably while we're doing this show. But there's a lot more to talk about. And we're excited that you guys are on the show with us today. So let's get into it, my friends. It's myself. It's John Rocha. Ken Rocha win 2 in a row. This is somebody who was losing he was losing every week. Now he's won 2 out of the last 5. So can he do it again? We shall see. All right. It's Kristian Harloff Show. It's Monday. Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. It is Monday, and joining me on the show is John Rocha. What's up?
Hello. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hello. Am I in? It's so great to see everybody. What's going down?
How was the weekend?
The weekend was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got to see Superman again.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
Okay.
But I also, I just went down for the count because I took some the shingles vaccine and the pneumonia vaccine, and that kicked me in the ass.
Oh,
so it was fun watching sports, fun watching movies, but I was also battling
too much.
But we got into a Netflix show. I want to recommend this to you, Kristian, if you haven't watched. Anybody's watching Untamed, the new Eric Bana show that's on Netflix,
good.
6 episodes. It's damn good.
Okay.
It's really surprisingly damn good. No fanfare, no publicity, but it was an excellent watch.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I thought it's so funny. It's like Eric Bana traded places with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
Sam Worthington and Jai Courtney and Josh Lucas, all these guys who had been in a lot of stuff, they're trying to make it work. Pedro made it work. Yeah.
I always thought that Eric Bana would have gotten to the level that Pedro Pascal is at now.
Oh, 100%.
He just never hit that.
Nope.
Especially after
Hulk.
After Hulk, not after, but Hulk was a bag of farts.
He was a lead, is what I mean. They tried to make him a big thing. Yeah.
The one that I think that I was surprised he didn't pop afterwards, because he was probably really one of the best things in the movie, was Troy.
Oh yeah.
He was great in Troy.
Yeah. Such a weird movie to watch now.
Is it? Why?
Because it's so ridiculous. Brian Cox. That kind of stuff. You're like, what is happening here?
I actually really like that movie, but yes, I wouldn't disagree anybody that would make the argument you're making.
It's a fun movie, but I
enjoy it. Anyway, we got a lot to discuss. Kevin Feige was out here talking a lot in the promotion. You have a lot to say about this, I'm sure. But before you remember, you and I were talking off. You're like, I'm setting the week, and I can't win this thing. You won the last 2 out of the last 5. So you're kicking ass right now.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks to everybody who's been sending super chats in. It's helped me win, which is nice.
And you beat Capes and Cowls with Coy and Winston.
That is shocking. Absolutely shocking, because those guys are really tapped into the superhero stuff that's going on right now. So I did not think I would win in July of all months, for God's sake.
Well, listen, you also get the spoiler reviews for both Superman, and you're going to get a Fantastic Four spoiler on Monday, because we're both going to see it tonight.
Oh yes, we are.
I'm taking Matt Serra with me. It's going to be a blast.
Tell him not to get in a fight with anybody.
He does. That's the last thing when you have that level of skill.
It's a joke.
I know. I'm just saying, when you have that level of skill, that mentality of looking for fights is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. At his level, dude,
do you feel like Nate Diaz looks for fights whenever he walks around anywhere?
Very different level of skills. They're very different level of skills. And Matt Serra is almost like a Yoda figure at his
fair enough.
Where he is at his school and stuff too. And if you see the video, it was the anniversary recently of that Burger King thing. Did you ever there was when the guy was causing a ruckus, and Matt was just, all right, buddy, okay, all right, and he's just holding the guy down. The guy couldn't do anything. So the last person in the world that is looking for something is him. You know what I mean? So it's like
you look up the word subdued. It's that video.
100%. Just what do you go? No, it's also subdued right next to bitched.
Yeah, well, fair. Yes,
there's nothing. The guy could do nothing. I really anybody out there who has not seen this video, just go and look at it because it's absolutely tremendous. It's tremendous. We used to talk about it in Collider Live all the time. Anyway, let's get to these comments on what Kevin Feige's talking about, and then John can go off for about 50 minutes.
I already did yesterday, but yes.
Really? All right, let's see. Let's see where it is, what's going on, what the talk is. Here we go. All right, so again, reading this from Dark Horizons. Marvel Studios Fantastic Four first steps almost upon us. Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige is now finally out there doing interviews and in the process of discussing a bunch of stuff about the future of the MCU. Speaking with Variety, he spoke about the overall plan for the company and confirmed there are currently 7 years of plans in place of the MCU, going right through to 2032. For this interview, they had an influencer interview him and asked him what color sneakers he would be wearing for the rest of his life. Oh, no, sorry. The studio is determined not to make the mistakes of Phase 4 and 5 again with pumping out too much content, saying they produced 50 hours of stories between 2007 2019, but in the past 6 years had produced well over 100 hours of stories, and half of the time he said that's too much. It resulted in focus on expansion, which he said led people to say it used to be fun, but now I have to know everything about all these things for the first time ever. Quantity trumped quality. That oversupply, he thinks, is the main reason Marvel has faced the problems it has in recent years. Adding that, look at Superman. It's clearly not superhero fatigue, right? Of the just opened Superman, which is now up to 407 million worldwide at the box office, he says, I liked it a lot. I love you just jump right into it. You don't know who Mr. Terrific is. Tough. You'll figure it out. This is a fully fleshed out world. To get the MCU's mojo back, he confirms the film's output is slowing to just 3 films a year. Slowing? That's what? Slowing. It's always been 2 or 3. Anyway, while TV will just be a single live action show per year. Okay, that's different. Those shows will also be much more akin to Marvel's 2010 series, namely having far less overlap with the feature film, so it won't be necessary to watch. Example, he cited the events of the final act of Thunderbolts as having no impact on the second season of Daredevil Born Again. He also doesn't want a repeat of this year, where both Ironheart and Wonder Man are being released after sitting on the shelves for years. He says they have no intention of changing their approach to filmmaking with the changes and improvements coming through the process, but they are tightening budgets. He also confirms the company will reset singular timelines and essentially reboot the MCU following the event of Avengers Secret Wars. However, he's not a fan of that word. Reboot is a scary word. Reboot can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Reset, singular timeline, we're thinking along those lines. X-Men is where that will happen. He says if Avengers Endgame is about endings, then Avengers Secret Wars is about beginnings. It very much sets us up for the future. All right, Johnny, be honest. What's your problem with this? What's your problem?
Because last I checked, unless Kevin Feige was in a coma for the last 10 years, this was all happening under his watch. This is an amazing amount of distance from something you were fully in charge of. At no point does he take responsibility for the quality, the lack of quality in the stuff. He's right. Nobody cares about superhero fatigue if you make good stuff. And who was there making the stuff, watching it all, supervising it all? Kevin Feige. Okay, so this idea that it's like, well, we realized that it was quality. Nobody would give a crap about quality over quantity if you were making quality products quantitatively throughout the process. So to me, it feels like he's saying, we hear you. We understand where you came from. All things being level, our quality never dipped. It was just that we were giving you too much of the stuff. And then you guys got burnt out on it. That's not what happened at all. They dropped the ball quality-wise. Overall, very mixed reactions to the phases, both on TV and on film. And in the end, this is what he's doing now. Essentially, this is like if you're in a relationship and the person breaks up with you and goes and does all these other things, and then eventually all the stuff falls apart, they run right back to you and like, well, I'll do things like it was before. We're going to do singular timelines. We're only going to do one show, only 2 or 3 movies. We're bringing back RDJ, the Russos. I swear I'll be just like it was before. Come back to me. Just come back to me. We'll do it all over again, and it'll be even better than last time. And so my only problem with this is that he takes no responsibility for any of it. He's just saying these are the changes we're going to make. And that's a little frustrating to hear from a guy who's in charge of the whole damn thing.
Do you know what I see?
What's that?
I see John Rocha's laser focusing away from James Gunn and aiming it at Kevin Feige.
I've told you before, if you do dumb stuff, I am going to call you out on it. You know that.
Yeah, I think that some of this stuff, like, you know, you're still in charge. You got to try to massage it as best you can. But I think that, to be fair to Kevin Feige, I don't really disagree. Like, as much as sometimes I was disagreeing with how harsh you were with Gunn, I don't disagree with a lot of the things you're saying here. However, I do think also you got to remember that they still do work for Disney, right? And
yes,
Chapek was under this.
But this is the misconception. If I think I know where you're going,
go ahead.
The TV movie stuff started under Iger. Chapek took it over and put whatever it is in the Fast and the Furious, put the Knox in the car. Mm-hmm. But the stuff was already in the car. Iger was already going to do this. It was
going to do more, but that's also like, okay, if you have a creative idea and then you give it to somebody who has no creative ideas whatsoever, it's like, here's all the stuff I came up with, and then like, oh, do more of this. Yeah, we want to do more. Yeah, do more. Can we do 3 seasons? Can we do 3 more shows?
It's fine. I just think Iger escapes blame too much on this. He was part of it.
Yeah, let's blame Iger too. Whether it's Iger and Chapek, let's blame them both. Kevin Feige still works for both those guys.
Yes. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like at that point, he's like, okay, hey, can you do it? And he's like, yeah, I can do it. You sure? Yeah, you do. Maybe you shouldn't have done it. Maybe you should have said, look, you got to give me some breathing room. And maybe he did say it.
I probably did. Yeah.
Maybe they did. But I think that, but what you're saying, which I think is true, is that, all right, well, let's also take some credit in the fact that some of this stuff just wasn't very good. And I do think that I push back with, I think superhero fatigue is very real. I think that it is also what you're saying. You got to make things good and you got to make things interesting for people to want to see. I think the reasons that superhero fatigue is real is because people are way more pickier with what they're going to see in theaters, because I think the more so what you're saying about, look, make really good movies, and the Marvel fans will go out and see these things. It's the average fan. It's the average fan that isn't paying attention to this stuff all the time that you lost. And when you lose them, that's when you're going to have disappointing numbers, because inside that report, they also asked about the Thunderbolts. And they said, hey, Thunderbolts was so well received by the people who saw it and from critics. Like, how do you feel about it? And he's like, I think he's right. He said the title and the characters and people that you had to recognize from shows. I think he called himself out on that one. I think he said,
I approved this title and I was a mistake on my end to go with this title. Like, he acts as if he's at one point, he acts like he wasn't there. That's what's crazy to me. He acts like he's analyzing someone else's channel or someone else's show. And it's like, you were there, you approved it. So say the name that we chose was not right. The thing that we did, we thought we had the right strategy. We clearly didn't. I take ownership of that.
Yeah.
You and I both respect coaches that take ownership of mistakes that happen, protect their players. Feige's not doing any of that. He's just acting as if he wasn't there. It's weird.
It's also when you're the head of the company, it's like a don't want to show weakness thing. Maybe it's like he could have even said something like there's some decisions that could be made. And I think that's kind of ultimately what he did. But I push back with people who say it's not superhero fatigue, it's just the quality stuff. It's not. It's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both, because when there's that much of it, when there's that many superhero movies from both DC, Marvel, all of that, your average consumer is going, this is a lot, especially when there's 3 shows, 3 movies from Marvel, 1 or 2 shows from DC, maybe something else coming out from a different brand.
Invincible, Boys.
The genre it's like, if they're in the same way that it's like if Westerns would have popped that way in the way that they did in the 50s.
There was
after a while, people are like, I don't want to see those anymore.
If you go on Pluto TV, they have like 7 channels that are Westerns channels, and they'll give you a sample of what it was like to be in the 1950s. And living in America in the 1950s. There's literally a crap ton of different Western titles. So you're right to make that comparison, Kristian, and Western movies that were coming out all around that time. And then eventually it popped. And now it's rare that we get a Western show or Western movie.
Right. And when they do, it's like, you really got to make sure that they are resonating with people, right?
And I think that's the evolution. Maybe not superhero fatigue, something beyond superhero fatigue. It's an evolution. We've become superhero connoisseurs.
Sure.
Like you have to bring the quality
Right.
for us to give a crap about it. And if you don't, we're not going to waste time with it.
100%. And that's for and that is especially true for the hardcore fans,
Yes,
right? 100%. And then like the casuals, you've got to do it right with marketing. Look at Superman. Superman is working with the casuals. There are tons of people going out and see that movie. Now it had a pretty, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but it had a pretty solid week too.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It's looking like it's probably going to cross around, I'd say closer to 550, 600, I think at this point.
It seems like that's where it's headed.
Which is a big win for Warner Brothers overall. And I like the fact that Kevin Feige brought attention to that and talked about that a little more, using it as an example of where I push back a little bit more, where he's like, well, look, people, I think this is ultimately what you're saying. He's like, look at this. They got superhero fatigue. He's like, no, but they really went different with Superman. They changed it up a little bit. Yeah. So Fantastic Four has to do that. And from everything, there's more and more people talking about Fantastic Four now, saying how like giving it comparisons, the visuals, giving you comparisons like Interstellar. Yeah. I'm like, really? I mean, that would be a big win for them if they can get like every single reaction that of the people who saw it are talking about visuals. But I'm also confused with this, John.
Okay, go ahead. Break it down.
You and I are both going to see this movie
tonight.
The social embargo, I thought, dropped tonight at like 9 o'clock your time, midnight my time, and yet there's a ton of first reactions out there.
Yeah.
Who saw it? How does that work?
I don't know. That seems odd.
Right.
I think since the reactions are out there, we should be able to drop our reactions after we see it. I'm going to do it. I don't care what they say.
I'm not. Good luck.
I'm not tweeting it out. If Brandon Davis can tweet out his thoughts, or sorry, Eric Davis can tweet out his thoughts, I can tweet out my thoughts. It's nonsense. Well, they're not allowed to choose who can speak about the movie or not.
I'm wondering why. Like, because I saw a bunch of it. Our friend of the show, like Ash Crossan, saw it. She posted about it. There were tons of people who posted about it. Someone said they moved it up. Apparently, they moved up the social embargo. Oh, they moved it up to last Friday. Okay, well there you go.
Oh, there you go.
So there we go. We can go see. So we can post it as soon as we're done tonight.
You'll beat me to it.
Good to know. So that way, I was going to hold the damn thing until midnight tonight. So good.
Stay up.
I love how the audience is the one telling the two idiots that are going to see the movie.
Hey, whatever.
You didn't know.
We got a million things going on.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. All right. Well, they both knew. Everybody in the audience knew. These two more.
I just thought it was odd when you said it today. Like, and I guess I hadn't put my two and two.
I never got an update.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was odd because you're right. We were seeing reactions from yesterday when I did my show on the channel. I went through some of the first reactions.
Yeah. So, well, the other thing that Feige talks about, this is something that I think you and I have discussed this. Paul, myself, and Winston have discussed this years and years and years ago. Yeah. That as soon as this Endgame, Secret Wars is over, they need to just lead with the X-Men and just let that be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is just be the X-Men, right? And I look, they'll have a couple other movies clearly that are doing it, whether it's Fantastic Four or whatever, but it seems like they're going to reboot. Feige was a little hesitant using that word, but what do you make of what is going to happen with this movie? They're planning something huge, obviously.
I think the word culling is absolutely the operative word here. I think people need to be ready for that, because I think they're going to get rid of some characters that you've enjoyed watching that maybe didn't get over overall with the casuals and everybody else. I think they're going to, all those characters, that Hercules, all that stuff they mentioned, Kevin if you read between the lines in those answers, they are deciding, like, it's almost like traitors. They're just like ripping them off the board and throwing them on the ground. They are absolutely going to get rid of a lot of these characters that have come through the last few phases. Because when he's talking about a singular timeline, that does not have a space for hundreds of these new characters. They're going to cut a lot of them and either toss them into other universes that they'll maybe revisit down the road, or kill them off, or they stop being heroes, or they just don't even mention them anymore. And I think that's what is going to happen with this. So it's very clear that's what he's doing. So all these actors who had a nice time being a part of the Marvel Universe, I think a lot of them are going to have if they don't already know, they're going to have a rude awakening that they're moved off of it now for a while. So it makes sense. It's smart. You're paring down to build back up. So it makes sense.
I think that what they most likely will do is let's see how Fantastic Four does. because Thunderbolts will probably have one last ride in the Avengers movies, and that'll be the end of them.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
I think she'll stick around, but I don't know if the rest. Oh yeah,
who knows? But again, it's a way to cut salaries. It's a way to cut.
Yeah. Ghost is gone.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to be gone at that point, because if you're not performing in business wise, if you're not performing. I don't care how popular you are. You're not performing. You're not bringing in money. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think that they're probably that's going to be their last run. And then Fantastic Four will be like, okay, let's see. If Fantastic Four does the numbers that we want, then it could be a Fantastic Four / X-Men universe.
Well, there were stories already over the weekend that they're going to move Pedro into the lead of the Avengers, that he is going to be the leader of the Avengers. And a lot of people are flipping out about that. And we'll see if that's the way.
Flipping out about that, though? Why are they flipping out about that? Because
I don't know, man.
Because they're taking away from Mackie. Is that why?
No, not at all. I think it's more a matter of they don't want him to be they don't like Pedro. Some people don't like Pedro as Reed Richards. They don't think he's the right casting choice. So to make him the lead of the Avengers, people are frustrated by that. I think it's ridiculous. He's an incredible actor, but people have their ideas of who they want. They're John Krasinski fantasies.
It's over. That's over and done with. Let's see how the movie is first, everybody.
Tracking well.
I want to see the movie tonight, and I'm going to say, look. One of two things in my out of the theater reaction.
Okay. Pedro
was just being Pedro, and I couldn't say what's the difference between him or Joel or someone from one of the other movies he's done, or I'm gonna go, this was the right choice. They changed it up a bit. They got a guy who is a big star right now, and they made this work. And if that is the case, if he leads and brings that kind of star charisma that he clearly has, Marvel needs that right now. They don't have a big all-star right now. They don't have a big, huge all-star. So if Reed Richards, and if I'm liking his character, if he's the guy that is going to be the lead, and it makes sense from the story they're telling from Fantastic Four leading into this, don't just say, oh, I don't know Pedro. It's like, you got to watch the show first. If you can say like, oh, he's overused and he wasn't even any good in it, why are they leading with this guy? Fair, but you haven't seen the movie yet. Yeah. So that's where I lead with it.
I agree, and people have been saying, and Jeff reported this on Hot Mic as well, that it's really Sue Storm who's leading this movie. So, but Reed will have his moments to lead within the film, but it's really Sue Storm's story. So, we're going to see what Pedro's reaction is, or Reed Richards' role is in this movie, and how it's going to lead into what he's going to do with the Avengers, because I imagine they're going to make him the reason this whole thing happens with Galactus, and how is that going to carry over? But what you said earlier, I think, is a really important thing that people don't seem to want to say, in that they've never been able to replace RDJ or Chris Evans, as even keeping Hemsworth, keeping keeping Ruffalo. No one
turned Hemsworth into a goof.
Yeah, and Hemsworth, with that last one, no one's been able to step into that void. None of the new cast members, I don't care how much you love them, they haven't overall been able to step into that void. That's why they brought RDJ back.
Right. Star-Lord could have done it, but he was the lead of his own movie. And he wasn't the lead of the MCU. He was lead of Guardians 3, and he had a great story to tell and close out. But Star-Lord had the potential. But that wasn't the story they were telling with him. There's no one really right now. And look, as much as I like Sam, and as much as I like Anthony Mackie, it hasn't worked.
No,
it just hasn't worked.
He hasn't gotten over like he should. Watch wrestling. We know when people get over, and we know when they don't.
It's like okay, we're gonna put the strap on Anthony Mackie. It's like, all right, let's see. He's gonna be the champ, and it's like he won the title, but nobody really wants to see him defend it.
He's the Jey Uso. When he's in the building, people love it, but once he has the belt, it kind of dissipates.
We want to see him in the Federation,
right?
We don't want him to get cut. We just don't want him as champ. That's what it is. That's ultimately what it is, and it happens. That happens. And the same thing like Bucky. No. Bucky's got too many demons in his, and Bucky doesn't seem like he wants to do that. Same thing. All the Thunderbolts have too many demons behind them. It's like, and I don't know. So
too many demons.
Figure
your shit out.
Yeah, figure it out. Anyway, what do you guys make of all the comments of Kevin Feige and everything he said? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right. Let's jump before we do some more stories because we have quite a few.
Okay.
I want to tell you guys real quick about Cash App and IndaCloud. Listen, I told you, I'm always on the lookout for some. I always try out some new gummies. Got that too. So I got IndaCloud, I got Cash App. Tell you about both. Check this shit out. Oh man, I'm so glad to finally talk to you guys about Cash App. I've been using Cash App forever, and now I get to talk to you guys about it. Don't worry, it's very easy, fast to sign up. Do you even know how much interest your money is earning you in your bank account right now? Well, let me tell you some stuff. Cash App can do way more than you think to make your money work for you. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card for purchases, you can earn up to 4% annual interest on your savings. There's no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements. Also, you can hit your saving goals even faster by turning on the Roundups feature on your Cash App card. With Roundups, every purchase you make using the card is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and that spare change is automatically put into your savings. Don't let your money sit around and gather dust. Make it work for you. Take advantage of high interest savings on Cash App today. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code and earn some additional cash. For real, just download the Cash App, use our exclusive referral code Kristian in your profile, send $5 to a friend. Within 14 days, you're going to get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partner. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC, direct deposit, roundups, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosure. IndaCloud. It feels like you're breaking the rules, but it's totally legal and better for you than that third cocktail. You work hard. Maybe you deal with life sometimes, but do you still deserve an escape? Absolutely you do. That's where IndaCloud comes in. They got gummies, they have flowers, they have pre-rolls, all federally legal, seriously fun, and just a few clicks away. Whether you're chasing better sleep, deeper intimacy, or just solid daytime relief, this is grown-up cloud chasing done right. So if you're 21 or older, head to indacloud.ca. You guys know I'm always on the hunt for new gummies, and so IndaCloud sent me some, and their flavors are incredible. I like it. I like that there's no hangover afterwards. I know there's no sketchy ingredients, just good energy, a solid buzz, and I just felt good. That's the whole thing. So it sounds like a loophole, right? It's not. Science. It's policy, and IndaCloud is using it to deliver one of the oldest medicines known to man in the modern, fun, and absolutely dialed-in way possible. Over 50,000 people are already choosing IndaCloud because feeling good should feel this easy. So if you're 21 or older, now's your chance to float above the stress because IndaCloud is giving all new customers 25% off their first order plus free shipping. Use that code Kristian or click the link in the show notes to claim your discount. That is indacloud.co, indacloud.co. Use that code Kristian for free shipping plus 25% off your first order. Order now. Fill out their quick survey to support the show and enjoy the best part of your week. Brought to you by IndaCloud. IndaCloud is delicious. It's really good. I love it. I'm a big fan. That and both Cash App. Make sure you check it out. John,
yeah.
Let's do some sad stuff.
Oh no!
Got some sad news. I don't know if you even heard this. Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
What? No!
Sorry. 54 years old.
Oh no! I didn't know that.
Sorry, John. We just found this out. Accidental drowning in Costa Rica. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the actor best known as Theodore Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has died at the age of 54. Warner died from accidental drowning off the coast of Costa Rica. Police said he was caught by a high current in the water. Representatives for the actor didn't immediately respond to EW's request for comment. Born August 1970 and named after Malcolm X and jazz pianist Ahmed Jamal, Warner began his career with episodes of Matt Houston and Fame before he broke out as Theodore Huxtable, the only son of Bill Cosby's Cliff Huxtable on The Cosby Show, which was groundbreaking at the time for its depiction of an affluent African-American family residing in New York City. Sitcom ran for 8 seasons between 84 and 92 on NBC. Yada, 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 yada. Regardless of how many people. So this is he said, I'm still proud of the legacy and having been part of such an iconic show that had such a profound impact on our first and foremost Black culture, but also American culture. I wonder if there's any more, but that's, I mean, again, this is kind of going over his legacy in general, but like this is horrible. This is horrible. Like, just I assume he's on vacation or whatnot, and swimming and getting up. Look, I thought of my dad. That happened to my dad. Luckily enough, my dad was able to survive. Otherwise, I would
got caught in the current.
get caught. Yeah, and it was. I would not be sitting here. But like, yeah, that's horrible, man. Because it's like, just shows you like this. You just never know. He was healthy. Everything was going good. He had caught that, and that sucks, man. He was great. He was. I mean, that was our childhood. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good on the show, and I was really happy because sometimes these child actors don't get to have a second career, don't get to have a second phase after their first hit phase. And with Malcolm and Eddie, he was good, and then he was popping up all the time in different shows. Community, remember he was Shirley's husband. He was the husband of her. So like it was so great to see him pop up and do stuff. So he's just one of those. You never heard almost anything bad about him, and he was always just plugging away, working as an actor. The interviews was over. He was always very humble about his interviews and things that he did and all of that. And so,
in a podcast, I believe.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah.
I think so. And that's rough, man. Especially like when it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and it's terrible. And for his family and everything. Every time you get an unfortunate story like this, it's always. The first thing you do is you think about his family and his loved ones, and it's horrible. So Malcolm gone way too young. Again, respect to the great career that he had and the way he carried himself as a human being. We always try to say, I don't know how we're going to switch to get back to the unimportant when it comes to movie news compared to life, and that's just I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little shook up by that story.
Of course, I didn't either. I mean, I'm pissed off that the dad gets to stick around and he's done horrible shit to people, but Malcolm is son gets gets taken way too early. That's
shit like that it's just like I always go through different ideas. I'm always thinking about this stuff all the time about what it is that's really going on in this universe and what our real purpose is and how things are decided and all that. And everybody has their own ideas and thoughts about what it is. But like when you say things like that too, it's just like how certain people are here, how certain people are not. It's like, I don't know. It's a longer conversation, but what we can do is move on to the next topic.
Okay.
Try to do our best, and I'll try to poke a little more fun into the world and say that the good news is that John Rocha owes me steaks.
Not yet. It's only 600. We haven't gotten to 7 yet.
Please. As well as this is
people might see the light and go see Fast and or go see Fantastic Four and Superman.
It's over. Listen to this. Box office Superman tops Fisherman and Smurfs. Oh, the Smurfs. Smurf. Let me tell you about Smurfs real quick, just to show you. So my daughter goes to a party on my oldest goes to a party on I don't know what the hell day it was. Was it Saturday? I guess it was Saturday. So her friend was having a party and invited her, and they it was very nice. Her parents took them all to a movie and then took them to like a hibachi grill, which was good. My daughter was like, it was the first time she had gone to one. It was great. She loved it. And she goes, I said, what movie are you going to see? She's like, Smurfs. And I'm going, holy. And when she told me, because I had seen it, I go, holy shit, good luck to you, kid. And I said, it's my daughter. I'm like, maybe she's going to be like, because kids, you can be like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. She goes, that movie was terrible. I was like, she's like, it was so chaotic. I didn't know what was happening. And she's like, everybody, I guess the girl whose birthday it was, she hated it too. Everybody hated that movie. It was just so chaotic. She's like, my daughter's like, it had 18 different plots. I didn't know what was happening. It's atrocious. I mean, it really is atrocious.
You saw it, right?
I did see it. It was, dude, it was brutal. It's easily the worst movie I've seen in a long time. It's really bad. But The Last Son of Krypton looks set to easily fend off competition from the two other old IP revivals that arrived in the marketplace this weekend. Superman is looking like it. Well, we actually have the real numbers here. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, let's get the real numbers.
Actually, what it really did. Okay, Superman is at 57.3. Currently, it's at 406
worldwide.
Almost,
Good
jump in the international.
Yes,
for it.
95.
So 406. Yeah, I think 550 is what we were saying. 550 to 600. I
think anywhere between 5 and 6 is. I think over 5 for sure.
Yeah,
at this point. But
I
yeah.
think. But I think because I was having this whole conversation with Roxy, she thought I was going to hit 700 still. I said there's no chance I hit 700. But 550, I think, is a possibility.
They love Superman over there. They love it.
Stop it. I am going to.
Just kidding, Rox. I love you.
I am going to skip number 2 because that's the meat of this particular story that we're talking about. But I know what you did last summer. But it only costs what, like 25? How much? Not 25, but how much did it cost to make? It was cheap.
It was cheap. I think
it was cheap.
Only like 12 or 13. I mean, they didn't cast anybody like big names.
Yeah, so. It was 25 million it's made so far. So even though it didn't do like spectacular,
18 was the budget.
Okay, yeah. 18 it's made 25 so far. So it makes another 10 to 15 worldwide. Maybe, but it's not a stinker.
Yeah, but you want a film like that with that kind of pedigree and that kind of brand.
Do really well. Of course.
Yeah, to get to 100 at least, especially for 18.
Now this thing, smurfed up the joint. What's the budget on this one, John?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna say the budget on this movie was $90 million.
And most of it to Rihanna,
I imagine. Right. And that's what I mean. You don't gamble that much with. I know what you did last summer, but you gamble. How much?
58 million.
Okay, that's cheaper.
Still,
it's just so bad. I don't think it's going to make that money back.
Yeah,
it's just so bad. I can't imagine it's going to make its money back, but who knows? And then F1 coming in. Yeah, 460. Where are those people are saying F1's not making money? 460.
Everyone was like scoffing. It's not a hit. It's not a hit.
460. This movie is a big hit for Apple. Probably its biggest hit.
Oh, it is the biggest hit by far already.
Easily. All right, now here's where it gets fun for me.
Oh boy.
Jurassic World Rebirth has done 371 million thus far internationally.
It's at 647 already.
I told you. 647. Don't bet against dinosaurs. Don't do it. I've been telling everybody. I've been telling you guys for weeks, and everybody thought I was crazy. I had the mistake of doing it years ago. The stupid movies, no matter how bad they are, they will always make money internationally, and that is where it makes its money. It really is.
I need to start adding a stupid factor to my box office analysis. I might get more accurate because that film is so effing terrible. I can't believe how many people are going back to see it over and over again.
Well, it's done 247 for the box office here, which is lower for that franchise here, by the way.
I should have pushed it to 8.
I don't know if I would have taken 800. I don't know if I would have taken 100 because it's still got a shot though. It's not
slowing down.
Lilo and Stitch is the only movie so far this year that made a bill.
Yeah.
Minecraft is right behind it, I think, at like 960 or something like that.
Right.
But then I think Jurassic Park is number 3. I think it's number 3 over. There's another one too that over How Do You Train a Dragon, all that. What are your thoughts on this, John? Like from Super. So you've been pretty vocal in saying that you think 550 is not good for Superman and DC.
So and I think, how can I say this? I still think this is a disappointment.
Okay.
In the sense of this is Superman, and this is the launch of your new DC universe. People liked the casting of David Corenswet. You're bringing in James Gunn, who's been a bona fide box office success. And people are like, oh, only in Marvel movies. It doesn't matter. It's Tarantino went to do a rom-com. You would expect it to do well. Tarantino did a Star Trek movie. You would expect it to do well. So it's like these kind of things that people are, moving the analysis to conveniently fit their love of the situation. I thought, to me, I still think 700 million was the base to be successful for this movie. It's not going to get there. I don't think. That being said, the fact that it's gotten to $406 million in 2 weeks, I think speaks very powerfully about the turnaround in DC, how much joy the fans have domestically for this movie, and somewhat internationally for this movie, and that they're going back over and over again. And it could be possible that this is a film that legs it out to 700 or 650. And what you're making up for not getting the 700, say it only gets to 650, the goodwill, the excitement, the joy that people are feeling for this movie, and the much they're looking forward to the DC universe, a majority of the people, because of this movie, I think that's worth its weight in gold. And I know some people were saying that before the movie came out, but I was like, whatever, because you have to see the movie first.
Right.
And having seen the movie and having seen people's reactions to the movie,
yeah,
now you see that there is a weight to it all, because there's an excitement to DC that hasn't been around in quite some time.
Yeah,
so,
it's so funny. I can't. This movie is.
I'm saying two things exist at the same time. I still think it's disappointing, but it's offset by the excitement people have for the film. Sorry, go ahead.
The movie. No, just to say the movie is so intriguing to me. In I usually can gauge people that I know how they're going to feel about movies. Right.
Yeah.
This one, it's like I've had some people like it's my friend David Gambino, who's been on the show.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen it yet.
Okay.
But I feel like David would hate it. I feel like he would hate it. But my friend Fred went and saw it, and I thought that Fred, because I said it's very comic booky. It's not like it's more comic booky than maybe any other Superman movie for sure.
I agree.
And I said, I don't know if you're going to like it. He loved it. He loved it. Now, Mark Riley, I knew would love it.
Yeah.
And Mark Riley loved it because Mark Riley read those types of the comics that were based off of it, and it was one of his favorite runs. He was easy to track on that one, right? But lots of people who are like, okay, maybe they're not going to love it, too confusing. Loved it. Maybe some people, I think you're going to really dig it. Hated it. So I don't know. It's really bizarre to me.
Snyder gave it a B.
That's what I'm saying. I thought Snyder would have hated it.
It's crazy. He played both sides. He said, I gave it a B, but I'm never going to see it again. So
but that's not his genre.
I know, right? Yeah, superheroes are not his thing.
Right. So it's like me in horror slasher films, right? Like,
right.
Like I had a blast with I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
It's out to see it again. But I had fun watching it. But yeah, it's like it's one of those movies that it's again, if it's not your genre, and I think he just scored it fairly. So I don't know, but Fantastic Four is going to be the real test for Superman next week, right? Because it's tracking for like 115, 120, something along those lines.
The new one from Deadline is 130.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's what they're 130 to 140, I think, is what Deadline said in their article yesterday.
Okay.
And so that's an interesting number.
Especially if they can leap over that.
Yeah, because it was at 110 last week. And now I think these reactions over the weekend have now pushed the possibilities of it even higher. And I think as people see it tonight, we're going to have another wave of critics, including us, who are going to say if we like the film or not. So it's going to be
so intrigued by this one, because this is one of those movies. This rarely happens to me, where sometimes what happens, okay, I'm just not very interested in this movie. I'll go check it out, and then I wind up liking it. That happens, or I'm not or I am very interested and I don't like it. But I would become more and more interested in this movie as I got closer, because the first couple of trailers, I was like, who cares? Never been a really big Fantastic Four person. The Marvel stuff, I'm like, let's go. What kind of story are we telling? And the first two trailers, I thought, they're fine. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I like that last trailer a lot. I was like, I actually want to see this movie.
Yeah.
I want to see this. And I still think, and I could be wrong, my prediction was that at one point I said Fantastic Four will do the most box office wise out of the three. Yeah. Then I changed that and I said, I think Superman did. If someone called me out and said, no, you said Superman, at one point that very well might have been true. I might have switched them back and forth. But I always thought that Fantastic Four would definitely beat Thunderbolts 100%. And I always said, though, that I think Thunderbolts would be, out of the three, the best quality movie overall, story-wise, characters. I still feel that way. So far. I enjoyed Superman. I enjoyed Thunderbolts more. I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoyed Thunderbolts more. I say it's in my personal taste. I like that movie. I thought was just designed better and had better characters and was what I was looking for. But who knows? From what I hear of Fantastic Four, maybe it gets me.
if this thing blows up, because I mean, I've even seen the word masterpiece being thrown around in some of these.
What?
Yeah, I've seen that from a couple of reactions, and of course, you know, people.
Who said that? Adam Shankman?
I can't remember who it was. There's a couple of people said that because I was doing I was reading through the first reactions on my show, The Truth, yesterday, and it was like, wow, this is interesting. And then when the word masterpiece popped up, I was like, wait a minute, slow down, calm down.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, somebody did, and I was just like,
really?
What are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing here? And so, you know, is that a young reviewer who's maybe seen like 100 movies his entire life? Maybe, but I don't know. So we'll see how it fits. But the predominant feeling amongst all these reactions seems to be like this is one of the best, if not the best, they've ever produced, and that is shocking to me because you got to go really far to come close to Endgame or Infinity War for me, which I prefer Infinity War over Endgame. Like you have to come really close to that to be considered in the conversation. You know?
I could eat my words and change my stance on this tomorrow.
Sure. You haven't seen it. Yeah.
No. But what I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
I want somebody, and it could be one of us, to send a dictionary to that person that said masterpiece and tell them there's more words out there that they can use to describe a movie. Because there's no way that this movie is going to be a masterpiece. But we'll see.
Yeah, you could be.
Okay. I could be right. I can say, look, maybe for a comic book movie, to me, The Dark Knight is a masterpiece. That's to me, The Dark Knight is a comic book masterpiece.
Okay. Here, POC culture. Fantastic Four is a world-building masterpiece in bold letters.
World-building masterpiece,
and a loving tribute to Jack Kirby.
Like that's tricky. That's tricky.
Maybe it's on
purpose. Are they saying it's a world building, like master class, teaching you how to, you know, like that, not the movie itself? What are they saying? And are we spending a lot of time on this? Of course we are.
Yeah. I think my favorite one was from Freaky You. He said, Fantastic Four is a masterpiece. The visual effects and the score are a huge standout. Galactus is huge in IMAX. It's emotional and it gives you hope. It beats you off and doesn't stop.
Beats you off.
Until the end credits.
Who said that?
It's someone making fun of the first reactions. It's great.
Okay. Beat you off. It's hilarious. Anyway, so we'll see tonight. Both John and I will have out of the theater reaction. Matt Sarah will have it out of the theater reaction.
Hey,
which would be great. I'm looking forward to that as much as anything else. Let's move past this. So, box office, Fantastic Four, all that and more. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. John, because we are going to see the movie today, we're going to get to the questions a little early today.
Okay, sure.
Because we do. I mean, there's one more topic I will bring up, and then we'll move on. But that's this one. I want to switch away from comic book movies for a second. If everybody's okay with that, I want to get to. I think Thomas Crown Affair has been made. Like this will be the third time. Is that?
Oh yeah.
I like the Pierce Brosnan one a lot.
Oh, I did too.
I really like that movie. I think it's underrated. I don't think a lot of people talk about it.
It's a sexy film, man.
Yeah, but it's about to get a lot sexier because Adria Arjona has been set for the Thomas Crown Affair.
Oh, she's
born actress Adria Arjona has joined the latest incarnation of the Thomas Crown Affair for Amazon MGM. Arjona coming off her acclaimed turn as Cassian's lover Bix in the Star Wars series Andor, and the co-lead opposite Glenn Powell and Hitman takes over the female lead role previously set for Taylor Russell.
Right.
Russell, who's Taylor Russell? Who is that?
She's an actress.
Oh, thank you. That's good. I'm glad.
I want to let you know that.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. What was she in?
She was in a lot of things.
You look at my mother.
Keep reading.
You know, the actress. She does things. She said lines.
Listen, I'm out of practice. She was in that Bones and All film with
4 times in the theater.
Chalamet. That's right. Chalamet.
Okay. Russell exited the movie over creative differences shortly after filming began in London, leading to a very quick rush to secure a new female lead on short notice. Well, I think they did pretty well in who they got. Michael B. Jordan both leads and directs the project, which also stars Kenneth Branagh, Lily Gladstone, Danagura Pillow as Bake, and Aisha Hart. Drew Pearce wrote the script for the film, which tells the story of an insurance investigator working to track down the perpetrator of a bank heist. The original film starring Steve McQueen, Faye Dunaway, opened in 1968 and was remade in 1999 with the updated version starring Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo. Wow. The new one comes out March 5th, 2027. This is a major win for both of them.
Yeah.
These are the types of movies. I'll tell you, sometimes we talk about actors and actresses when they have agents that stink up the joint. And like I always famously use Zac Efron as someone who had just bad agents. I don't know if he still has them or when he was on the up and up, you could tell he had chops, and he was getting put in every piece of garbage that was coming out. And he was good in a lot of stuff. And he finally did like Neighbors and other things. Like, no, he's really good in his other things, but he clearly did not have a great team. They were just trying to get him the big paydays and putting him in crap. This is the opposite. Her team knows what they got with her.
Yeah.
Know how to build her. You put her in a movie like this against one of the biggest stars in the world right now, and Michael B. Jordan, in a movie like this where she clearly can do these types of romantic leads, but plus with this intrigue in it. I'm telling you, these types of movies, and what studios do? Amazon, MGM. These types of movies are the ones, if she does not get Wonder Woman,
which
she will. But if she doesn't, you don't think she will?
I don't think you take this role. I think the things you're saying, the things that have been coming out, right? They're fast tracking Wonder Woman. And I don't know if you saw this, Kristian. This just broke on the wrap.
What?
But Anna Nagura is going to be writing the Wonder Woman movie, the woman who wrote the Supergirl film. This just dropped like a couple of minutes ago from Umberto over there at the wrap. And so the best Shimono competitor ever. And, it's so the idea that Wonder Woman is being fast tracked and they've already assigned a writer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you take a role like this right now. You want to be announcing that you're going to be Wonder Woman. So I'm just to me makes me feel like maybe she's not necessarily going to be the choice. I think now I start looking at Barbaro as a
Contraire mon frère.
Please. Listen, I love her. I want her to be it.
You don't think that her team is very aware of the things that are happening? They're like, look, let's get this a little more clout here. Put her in this movie. And they tell, whenever they start shooting, first of all, this is already planned for 2027, this movie, Thomas Crown. Yeah. You make sure that you have times to where she's going to be available to shoot. And this is not going to be the Thomas Crown affair. If it was a big, huge blockbuster movie that's going to take up 6 months, 5 months of her time, I would be agreeing with you. This movie is not going to be a big, huge movie that's going to take away. It's going to be a smaller scale thing that she's going to be able to do. She's going to be the lead. So she's going to have to be there. But all right, but my original point of this was let's say that you're right and she doesn't do Wonder Woman, right? It's a matter of time before she does something like a Wonder Woman.
100%.
She is on that rise. She is going to be one of the big actresses that we are going to be talking about for a long time. She's got that kind of buzz behind her.
She's building smartly, which is what you're getting at. And I think you're 100% correct. She's building smartly, right? Because you're in Andor, so you're working with Diego, and then what Tony Gilroy brought to that show, and it was a lot of really gritty, challenging, emotional stuff that you're going through.
Yep.
Then you're in something like Hitman against one of the big stars, burgeoning big stars in the world, like Glenn Powell. And now you're going to be working with Michael B. Jordan. So step by step, piece by piece, as you said, she's establishing herself as a good opposite to the main hot male lead, but also delivering good performances within those films that expand people's attention they're paying towards her and wanting to see her more and stuff. So yes, 100% her team is building her correctly through the process because they know there's no rush. She will get there.
She's going to get there. Even if she doesn't, and I still think even if she doesn't wind up doing Wonder Woman, you'll see her in one of these, whether it's, I could see her in Star Wars. I could see her in more. I could see her. She's going to get one of those movies.
She already is. But yeah.
Well, you're right. She already is in Star Wars, clearly. So maybe no. You know what I'm saying? That she could see her in she could see her in another Avatar movie. You could see her in one of the, right. You could definitely see her in Avatar for sure. So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. I think there's a lot of what I will say is whether it's her, a lot of these newer stars, it seems like there's some really good talent involved with the new stars that are coming up. It's not just about the looks, because for a while it was just like, who's that? It's a good looking person. There's no like acting chops there. There's good looking people with good acting chops. Like, she's gorgeous. I mean, she is drop dead gorgeous, sexy. Yeah. She can act. She's a phenomenal actress. I mean, she's a phenomenal actress, and that's like the total package, right? And you look at some, and on the opposite side, you look at like Alan Ritchson again, Good actor.
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to be Batman. I had this whole argument back and forth with the audience. I hope he's not Batman, I should say.
So-
Love Ellers, just don't want him as Batman.
I said this on the show yesterday. I'm going to show you. I want to see what you think.
Sure.
He is not the Robert Pattinson Batman. He's not even the Ben Affleck Batman. But I think if you're going with a Brave and the Bold, if they really go forward with the Brave and Bold stuff,
Yeah.
which is a much lighter Batman, and yes, there's still dark stuff, the Joker and all, but it's much lighter. It's like Adam West a little bit. I think Alan Ritchson could play that Batman if you wanted to put that Batman in the James Gunn DC.
How old is he now? Isn't that Batman supposed to be older?
Yeah, he's like 40 something.
Okay.
So, he could have a kid. It's possible.
Sure.
He's a little bit older than Jake Gyllenhaal, which some people have been pushing for.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very possible that you can fit his lighter sensibilities to play humor, but still badass moments like he does in Reacher. That could work in the James Gunn DC universe. And I'm going to throw another thing in there. And I said this on the show yesterday, but this is a bigger form, so I'm going to say this.
Sure.
He talked about over the weekend with Josh Horowitz, he talked about bringing Cavill back.
Gunn did. Yes, right.
Yes, Gunn did. That he could bring Cavill back. He'd be open to it, love it. People already speculating. Another person he said that he wanted to bring back if they were willing to come back was Ben Affleck.
Oh, right.
Ben Affleck directing a Brave and the Bold with Alan Ritchson as the star of Brave and the Bold. That is a fascinating and interesting situation.
Let me be very clear to this also. I don't, he's not a choice for me for Batman at all, because I think he's just a big jacked monster that standing next to David Cornsfoot foot would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of course he can. I like him a lot. I think he's a star, and I want to see him in everything except that. However, if he does get cast in that, I'm not going to go, there's some people that get cast in movies. I'm like, they're going to ruin it. He's not going to ruin it. It's just going to be a very different take. And I'm like, how is that big jacked monster that could be fighting in the WWE going to look like he's, needs technology to beat Superman when he probably could fight Superman by himself? But I'll get over it if that's the case, because I like him. I think he's great.
Sure.
But I'm very curious to see where they go with it in general. Yeah. But I saw an idiot comment on. I try to stay away from him on the Capes and Cows, but I made it very clear. The whole point of Capes and Cows is that, because when I was in Collider, I never did, they used to ask me to do Heroes.
Collider Heroes. Yeah, you rarely did it.
Rest in peace. And obviously his anniversary was just the day, but I love them. He used to ask me all the time to do Capes, and I'm like, that's not my. I'm like, I love the movies. I'm like, but I don't have that kind of knowledge that you guys have when it comes to comic book movies. I'm like, you guys reference comics and all that. That's not my thing. And then I made it very clear to Winston and Coy. I said, I'm going to represent the comic book movie fan who just watches movies, and you guys are going to be the comic book guys, and you can fill me in on if there's something that needs to be read, if there's something that for example, the Supergirl thing.
Yeah.
Like Woman of Tomorrow. I wouldn't and never know what that was. And when you have people who say, and maybe people didn't know that, but if you're saying, well, you don't do research as a professional, that's not what the point of that show is. I don't want to have 3 comic book nerds on the show. I want 2 of them.
That's a different show.
Telling my dad, basically, this is what this is based off. And then I go, okay, well, I can relay that to the audience that doesn't read the comics.
Yeah.
It's not a Heroes reboot. That's not what Capes and Cows is. Capes and Cows is a version of 2 comic book people Coy, who's like the uber comic book guy, Winston, who's pretty well-versed in comics, and me, who hasn't read maybe comics since like the G.I. Joe Marvel comics and X-Men comics growing up.
Right.
That's the dynamic of that show, and I love that show because of it. So just for people in general, if maybe, and I also have to realize it's also people who probably are coming in, whether they saw my reactions with Sam or saw an out of the theater reaction, and I haven't really emphasized that. So how would they know that? Right. So just making it clear to people in general. That's kind of what that show is. Let's get to some questions, John.
Let's do it.
I want to ask you some questions, and I want to have them answered immediately. Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
Fuba.
Do you watch it?
No, I don't. Do you?
No, but I want to now, and I want to even more so because Carrie Ann Moss was just on Katie Sackhoff's show.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
I'm doing a lot of the. I produce her clips channel.
Yeah.
So, and I've been watching all the clips, and I was like, she makes me want to watch the that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Monica Barbara's in the show as well.
She is.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny too, because as I have mentioned many times over, we're working on the pilot, I'm working on a Kickstarter for the pilot, and the director has it currently, getting on a phone call with the potential director soon. But my writing partner, who everybody hopefully will meet in this, she's like a cross between Carrie-Anne Moss and Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh,
right?
Nice.
And so when I'm watching Carrie-Anne Moss talk, it reminds me of her. I'm like, oh my God, if we get to a level where we can actually do a season, we got to go out to, if we get that kind of budget, go out to Carrie-Anne Moss as her sister. Have to.
I feel like if you meet her quote and you deliver a good product, Carrie-Anne will do it.
If I'm telling you, if I get this director on board, we're going to be in good shape. We're going to be in good shape. But anything can happen. All right, John. Before we move on to the questions, where can people find you? What's going on the channel? You got a lot going on.
Yeah, that's why. We're focusing on you. It seems.
I don't even know.
Tell me about the channel, bitch. Anyway, it is the John Rocha channel. It was becoming the John Rocha channel here. We're gonna start that in August, but we're slowly moving into that. You see the new graphics. We are there. YouTube.com/John Rocha says. We'll have I'll do my reactions tonight. We'll have a hot mic episode tomorrow talking all the Gunn and Feige stuff. Jeff's got opinions on that. We'll be getting into Geek Buddy stuff too, and Comic-Cons this week. So I'm covering all the Comic-Con stuff happening. So head on over there, youtube.com/John Rocha says. And my new show, The Truth, every Sunday, where I just break down the big stories of the week or box office and tell you what I think of the truth is behind all these issues. So head on over there. Please follow along the John Rocha channel. Oh, and my Predator Badlands reaction is up right now. The new trailer is awesome.
Is it? Okay. I'm sorry. I was giving you the Gen Z stare.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this stupid thing?
No, I don't. I don't keep tabs.
Yeah. I don't.
I think Gen Z says where you're looking.
You know what? I'm sorry I brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry I brought it up. I don't want to talk about it. All right. Let's see. Let's get to questions. I shouldn't even brought it up.
Oh, wait, Kristian. Are you watching the Billy Joel doc? I haven't started yet. Are you gonna put one on Max?
I haven't. No.
Okay. I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it. I think this afternoon. I love Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy Joel's great. Have you've seen him in concert? I assume.
I've never seen him in concert.
Really? Oh, dude, I saw him at the Hollywood Bowl. It was great.
Oh,
yes, it's great. I took Makuga with me. Yeah, I did. All right, let's start. And I want to make sure that just in case there's
Josh Luther now.
I do have one. I do have one here. This is it's the first one, which it didn't register, so I'm going to read it. Drifty 1290 says, it's driving me crazy that some are running with the narrative that the MCU is rebooting because of DC.
What?
That's what they say.
They're quote unquote they're rebooting because they have not been doing well these last phases, and they think if they go back to what worked in the past, it'll work now going forward.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with DC. It had nothing to do with DC. They were already planning this. Again, we've been talking about this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one here, and this is Parker Haller 4738 feels very desperate and cowardice. Marvel's too scared to do the work with new characters, so they're playing it safe. This will lead to comparisons and disappointment. You can't recapture the magic of the OG Avengers cast. I'm not going to say that yet. I haven't seen the movie. After you see the movie, then you can see if it just feels like a nostalgia, circle jerk, but right now, let's see if that's what it's going to take us to get to X-Men, and they can find a way to do it and add some emotion to it. I'm not going there.
I think it's fair to be trepidatious or cautiously concerned about how it's going to go down, but we have to see how they do. You're right. We have to see how Secret Wars, if they pull it off. If it's a mess, it might be the end of them all, honestly.
It could be very, very well. I might say, look, that just did not work at all. They were just throwing it against the wall. But and I guess I won't call it desperate yet. I won't call it desperate if they can find a way if they sat around the room going, look, how do we get to a place where we can just do X-Men movies and make it fit into the story? What we can do with and ending this multiverse stuff? How do we do that? What kind of story we can tell? And if they crack the story, I'm not going to call it desperate.
No, of course, if they crack the story, yeah.
Parker follows it up and says, this isn't the same as recasting James Bond or Batman. They can call it a reset, but it's the same story and narrative of the OG characters. Again, you have to see the movie first.
Yeah.
You have to.
And Doom is not going to be Thanos. So it's going to be a completely different villain, which will cause different reactions.
Yeah.
So you're not factoring in that he looks like Tony Stark, right? That's a massive thing. So
this is a question that I was going to ask you.
Okay.
And this is what I want to ask everybody. Who would you say don't think about it too long.
Okay.
Who is in the MCU? Who is the greatest hero in the MCU?
Iron Man.
Everyone is going to say that, right?
Right.
I don't understand how the answer isn't Loki. I don't understand. Like, after finishing, and I think that the reason why is because how did everybody watch season 2?
Yes.
Tony Stark saved one universe.
Mm-hmm.
Loki saved life everywhere.
But we don't know what the consequences are of what he did. Right now, we live with the decision
countless amounts of universes.
He did
countless.
But what are the repercussions of what he did? That's what we haven't seen yet. I might give it to you, but we got to see the repercussions.
Fair enough. But I say, as we stand today, we stand today, I'm looking at it. Sam and I were watching, and we're putting our finale up as soon as the show's over. It's like how no one ever talked. You could ask 40 Marvel fans.
Right.
I don't know if any of them would say Loki first. Most people would say Tony Stark. I think
Tony Stark or Captain America.
Right. I think Loki, hands down, is because of what he did, his overall, what he did. I like Tony Stark the most.
Right.
And that was an emotional moment. Who's the hero of what's it? And this is where the comic book nerds, what's it called? 616? Is that what?
Yeah, Earth Prime, 616.
Right. So the sacred timeline, is that what he's on the sacred? Who's the hero of that? There's no argument. It's Tony Stark.
Right.
But the overall Loki, and you can make all the arguments in the world. I just won't concede.
Well, no, I think it's fair. My thing is that I think I would push back on one thing, and that I don't think he saved just one universe. Killing Thanos, he saved quite a few galaxies and universes, because Thanos was going to keep gutting universes and galaxies whenever he wanted to. So he
was done. He was trapped out on a farm.
He was going to come back and keep doing more.
How do you know?
Well, how do you know the timelines are fixed? How do you know the timelines are fixed? We don't know.
Come on, the Lil Yankee. No, sorry, the Lil Yankee, Doll Yankee. I voted undecided, hard to reboot the MCU with the Infinity Sagas like it's DCU without seeing Avengers 5 and 6 first. That's fair.
Yeah,
totally fair. Johnny got 36 so far.
Oh,
trying to set the week. Trying to get to. Can you do yet another week with 100? That's how you're going to beat Roxy. Because Roxy and Mike made a serious push to try to beat you last week. They got close, but no cigar. Drifty 1290. I get it's popular to hate on the MCU, but I think Feige should have stayed silent. Bodemeo went on a rant, and things seem sketchy all around. Did Bodemeo go on a rant about this?
Bo and I, yes, Bo went off on this stuff. Bo and I are following each other now on Twitter, and he reached out to, or he posted on one of my posts, and he says he wants to come on my show,
should
talk about this stuff. So I think I might have Bo on.
Come on and talk to both of us, because he's from following both of us. And I was like, we can have a full on either way, or he goes on yours, goes on mine. We do the same thing. We can cross examine.
Well, I mean, what he mainly is calling out is that nonsense that Feige was floating about them wanting to pivot to Doom before Ant-Man 3 even came out, which is nonsense. I don't know, offense to Feige. I know he's got a brand to protect, and he's got a restart.
Oh yeah, I don't buy
Marvel
that.
Look good.
I don't buy that.
Absolutely, they were not pivoting to RDJ before. Yeah. That's nonsense.
Before that, then why you put that post-credit scene in there?
Exactly. Why are you working on animation projects with King? Why are you doing live action? What's it called? King Dynasty.
That's simply not true. Because if you did do that at that point, and so for people who are wondering what the hell we're talking about, at one point, again, Kevin Feige had said in that article that they were planning on going, Kang wasn't working, they were going to go away from Kang as the main, before the John and Majors stuff happened, it seemed like, right? So that, if that's the case, and you're working before Quantumania, when you get to the post-credit scene, you're like, hey, let's just cut this scene. Let's just get him. He gets carried away by ants. He fights Scott in the thing. Scott kind of beats him, and then that's kind of it. And then we'll take care of it in Loki season 2. That'll be the end of it. Don't put that post-credit scene in there. They put that scene in there.
Right. Again, this all happened under Feige's watch. This all happened. So for him to play like separate, watching, observing, this makes no sense.
It made no sense. Hank Pym. Yeet. Would you rather Heyman gives Braun the briefcase for heat and moves on from Seth, or Seth cashes in return for a couple months? The first part.
Yeah, first
part. Braun. Especially now that they had Braun job to Punk.
Yes.
So like, have him come, like, you got to start building around Braun. I don't know if that was the smart move to do. I think they could have found a different way for Punk to get there. Punk's going to win. He's going to beat Gunther, right? He's got to.
You think they'll put the strap on Punk one more time?
You have to. It's like you can't keep giving the guy, like, he went up against Cena, didn't do it. This is how he's going to win his championship. Have him do that, and then the feud with Seth and him works wonders. Whether they hate each other in real life or not, it works wonders. It's got like a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels thing going on. It's great. I was at that cage match in the Garden. It was fantastic.
I bet, dude. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Great match. Punk is a worker, man.
He is, and so Seth. So when they come back, and we'll see how it plays out. But let Braun have a run. I'd like to see Braun with the real strap too, but I don't know where eventually. Yeah, eventually, but we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I'd rather see Heyman. Like, pay attention to what they need, and they need to build up their stars, because eventually, Seth's great, but he gets hurt all the time because his body's wearing down.
Yep.
Yeah. Tom Hanks. I watched Basic Instinct. Hot damn, Sharon Stone. The first time you've seen it? Oh my god, yeah, one of the hottest movies ever.
What do you? Jeff and I fought about this on the hotline.
Yeah.
What do you think of this idea of them bringing back 80-year-old Joe Esterhaus to write a Basic Instinct reboot for Amazon MGM? That's what they announced. They're paying him $4 million to do it. What does an 80-year-old know about sex, erotic sex thrillers
today?
Appeal to 30-year-olds. Give me a break. Give me a break.
I understand the argument against both sides, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't fight you on it. You know, like, if it's like, it depends on if they're paying him $4 million and who they're paying to be in it, and it's like, are they going for a kind of like, cheesy kind of like 90s feel? If they're going for that thing, then you bring Esterhaus back, see what he can do with it. But if they want to actually try to reboot it and make it seem like fit what's going on today, then no, he's not the guy for that.
Set it in a nursing home, I'll have him write it. But putting it in the 20s and 30s is nonsense. Just utter nonsense.
I'm not going to argue with you. Joe for Show 24, you think the end of Secret Wars will have any similarities to DC's Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline? See, this is again where I defer to you, John.
Well, yeah, it did. I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths came first. If you read the original one, which I own every issue of from the 1980s, that's what Secret Wars kind of took their motivation from. So, and then there was another DC Crisis on Infinite Earths that came afterwards, and that's probably what the one they're basing it on now. So yes, there are similarities between the two situations for sure, but it's different how it all turns out and how they get rid of certain heroes. So yeah, it's similarities for sure.
Okay. Let's see. Next one is from the DX Batman 1. Back to formula.
Yeah.
Tyler Pfeiffer, 92. Master and Commander came out the same year as the first Pirates and the third Lord of the Rings movie, which is a shame because it's an absolutely phenomenal movie. I have to revisit it because I'm pretty sure 2003 is when it came out. I saw that. I remember it clearly seeing it. I saw it at the Grove with my ex-girlfriend. And I remember being excited for it and fairly bored, but I don't know. I can't tell you that I've ever seen it since. And I would probably would want to revisit it. Is it good?
I love it. Yeah, we did a series of it on the Cinephiles. So we broke it down with my co-host Steve Morris, and we brought in a podcast that is called The Lover's Hole, they were big Patrick O'Brien fans, and they were big into this Master and Commander film. And so we broke it down moment by moment, and it's such a fantastic film. But I don't think it ever was going to be this massive hit. It is a big hit for the people who love it. It's one of those films that, like, for the people who love it, really effing love it, but it's never going to appeal on a mass base like Lord of the Rings or Pirates. It didn't get drowned out by those two. Right. It was never going to appeal on a larger scale because it's a very unique type of film in that genre. And not a lot of people are like, let me see an old school film from the 1700s on a ship, and it's just not going to work.
Right. I do want to check it out again. I need
great in it, and Bettany too.
Well, there you go. Tyler Pfeiffer. The chemistry between Crow and Bettany is outstanding. I watched a historian react to it, and he said it's pretty much completely accurate.
Yeah.
All right. We got a new member, Boston Lady. Hey. Thank you, Boston Lady. Make sure you check out some of the stuff that we got going on. We got we're actually putting the unedited reaction out to, I think it's, which one is it? I think I just sent one over today. We have a ton of ones that we've done from Marvel, so we got a good one coming out. Murphy-Durf.
Hey.
What is the funniest scene you've ever laughed at a movie theater? Mine was the M. Cain S. Martin, Martin Cain, Steve Martin whipping scene in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I will tell you, one of the hardest I laughed in a theater because I wasn't expecting it, and I didn't really even know who he was back then, was Steve Carell in Bruce Almighty.
Oh yeah, when he's doing the news.
Like it killed me. I was crying laughing. Killed me.
It's because he can't stop himself, and the frustration in between the bursts is amazing.
The best.
I think for me, this is the moment. It was The Heat, the Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy movie. When they make the albino joke, I lost it in the theater. Just lost it for like 20 to 30 minutes. I had to go and sit somewhere else away from my friends.
Okay.
So I could not stop giggling. Like I laughed so hard for 20 to 30 minutes. Such a genius joke. Such a very funny. You look a little pale. Oh my God, I lost it.
I haven't seen that in a while. I remember liking the movie though.
Yeah.
Mike Joyce. Eddington was a little too real. Any plans to see it? I had a screening for it last week. It was around the same. It literally was on the same day I saw Smurfs, and I know you did last summer back to back. By the way, John, thoughts on Luca's new movie?
Which one?
After the Hunt.
After the Hunt. Oh yeah, the trailer looked great.
Come on, man, I told you. See what I was talking about now?
Yeah, no, you're right. The first 20 seconds, I was like, ugh, rich people crying about what now? And then when it made the turn, I'm like, okay, now I'm in. Now I'm in because this looks really complex, and it looks like they're not afraid to talk about this stuff and look at the nuances of the situation and how selfish people can be. And that to me is like, yes, now I'm on board. So yeah.
Been nominated.
Yeah, Iowa Dabiri. People talk about her and Julia to be nominated for Best Supporting and Best Actress. So yeah.
Boston lady. Hey, Rocha. Kristian sending support. Do you think Loki holding on to the sacred timeline will be destroyed? Oh man, Maisie. I said maybe.
I don't know. I mean, Doom's gonna want to mess up some stuff, and I feel like that's gonna eventually come down with him and Loki and that sacred timeline, because that means Loki's messing with his timeline. And I feel that Doom's gonna have something to say about that.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that's gonna work out. So speaking of, I said Maisie. I always talk about the little one.
Oh yeah,
stuff that she said. There was I was driving with my wife and my little one. We were going back and forth to so we were moving, and so as we're driving, this guy or it could have been a guy, girl, I don't know. I was driving really in this one spot, and this person's just weaving back and forth. I'm like, get out of the way, right? And so I move over to the side. I'm like, come on, you idiot! And I had my hat off, and I pressed. I said, get out of the way, and I put my hat up, and I hear from the back. Maisie goes, uh-oh, look out, everybody! He's putting his hat on. It's the best. My wife and I started dying. It was the best. She's hilarious. It was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. Psychedelic space. What big characters will Doom kill in Doomsday? I think more than you're even going to imagine. And he's got to kill Thanos. He's got to, right?
Yeah, because Thanos. There's a lot of rumors that Thanos is coming back. So yeah.
Like and show me how he just like bitches him.
I just hope people are ready, man, because a lot of your favorites are going to get killed. And especially people
stay dead. And
especially people who've been advocating for more representation. There's gonna be some of these being killed. And so I hope people look at the bigger picture when they go see this movie or these movies, because people are going to be killed across the board. And so get ready. Yeah.
Mr. Dave 2K. I think you're crazy if you believe that the MCU will only be X-Men after Secret Wars. They're going to release 3 X-Men movies a year until 2032. Silly. I didn't say just. I said they're going to focus on them heavily, making sure that they are the main through line. They're going to clearly, that's what I said before. And I might have said this after you wrote this comments or you didn't hear me, but I said that Fantastic Four, depending on how good it will, they'll also be leaning on them. And they'll probably have some other side movies, whether it's Avengers or other things, but they're going to lean big. They're going to stay away from the obscure stuff. Yeah, because Blade clearly they still want to do these other things and they can still fit it in there, but they're not the main focus is going to be X-Men. So I think you're crazy if you don't think that X-Men is going to be the main focus of the MCU.
Well, I think by extension, it's going to be the mutants, and so, but the X-Men are going to be the top dog that everything branches off of. So yes,
it's the only thing, but it's going to be the main thing that they focus on. Reggie Brown 9508. The MCU problem goes back to the tragic death of Chadwick Boseman. He was set up to be Avengers leader, part of the MCU core with Reed and Professor X. I think there's a lot of truth to that too.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. Yes, 100%. That combined with COVID and the strikes, they have never been able to find their footing since.
Eddie Leah 9315. Disagree that MCU doesn't have bankable stars. Not one of us said they don't have bankable stars. Holland, Benedict, and Hemsworth movies all made money. Not saying they don't have bankable stars. Said they don't have all stars at the moment to lead the team. Tom Holland is not going to lead the Avengers. Maybe they could have him lead the Avengers. Spider-Man potentially. The problem with that is Sony. That's the problem with that, is the Sony of it all, to how much you're going to have to do that. Hemsworth has already become a goofball in the last one. They have to redeem it. And Thor has never really been the leader of the humans. He's a god. So you're talking star power in general. We're talking about who's going to lead the X-Men as far as their all-stars, plus the fact you're talking about 3 of the old regime. They don't have any new all-stars. They don't have anybody new. So all those movies that made money, great. And Benedict Cumberbatch is also, if Strange ain't going to lead the the Avengers. So you're talking about all 3 old, you have 2 different things here. We're talking about bankable stars and the leader of Avengers. Point has not been made on that one.
I think if you were able to keep Holland, you could move him into being leader of the Avengers. Like, you could build to that possibility, because at times Spider-Man has led the Avengers, but he's moving on from the character, so they're not going to make him the lead. Doctor Strange, they clearly don't want him to be the lead of the Avengers, because as much money as these have made in their respective films, none of them can replace RDJ or Chris Evans. None of them, in terms of mass appeal. Yes, their movies have made money separately. But,
bankable stars is completely.
We didn't say bankable.
That's a very different argument. Very different argument. I am Cool Cash CG. What are y'all's hopes and predictions for first steps? Any theories on the PCS? I hope the PCS is a continuation of what happened in Thunderbolts. What's the PCS?
I don't know.
I don't know what the PCS is.
Who else can let us know that?
What are your hopes and predictions for first steps? I mean, I'll be honest. The thing I'm actually really excited for all of the first reactions are these visuals. Are they that good?
I know. Yeah, it's a good question.
Multiple people have said Interstellar comparisons.
Yeah. I hope, I like with Kristian, I hope I'm wowed by what I'm seeing. I hope I'm actually stunned and that it's a good movie and that I enjoy the characters. But more than anything else, I'm hoping that it has a good heart and I care about these characters and the relationships that they're going and the things that they're going through. That's really the number one thing. Visuals are cool and all, but do I care about the characters and the story? And I think he's talking about post-credit scenes, PCS. So,
you got to assume Doom's going to show up, right?
They said the Russo shot the post-credit scenes, so I imagine those are going to lead us to Doom's.
Doom's got to show up.
Doom's got
to show. Big Bang OT4. Battinson for the DCU, please. The Gunn didn't jam. I think Gunn pretty much shot that down on Josh Horowitz.
He kind of did, yeah. He said we thought about it. We have thought about it, but that may not be the plan we're going with. That being said, I mean, I think it's much more possible after having seen the movie Superman than I thought before. I do, because I think there's a lot of darkness in Superman. I mean, Luthor shoots someone to death, for God's sakes, and right point blank. And so there is darkness within it. It's just got the people just focus on the lighter, goofier side, but Luthor's doing some pretty brutal crap in the movie. So and then at the end of the Batman, it's the sun is coming out. He understands he has to now care about people. He has to dial back into the Gotham City people. So there's possibilities to make fit in Superman better. I just don't think they're going to do it.
All right, let's see. Brian O'Nelly. Last week you wondered why people in Europe didn't see Superman for AC during a heat wave. In Ireland, we don't get sun often when we go outside. When we do, fair I don't blame you. I don't blame you. He follows it up. I lived in New York 11 years ago. Every New Yorker I worked with, half of them older than me, said, "What happened?" I hated it, but I don't think it's a younger gen thing. It's a younger gen thing when you ask what. Let me be clear. It is not the what happened in general, someone saying what happened. Right. It's that I asked the kid if they took Apple Pay, and he worked there. And he said his first response was, "What happened?" No, I'm sorry, sir. What did you say? Excuse me. I'm not talking to my friend about, hey, you dropped the pizza on the floor. What happened? That's totally different.
Yeah.
People saying what happened in general, but that was customer etiquette. John, I have fully embraced the old man grouchiness too, more than I could.
Welcome.
I didn't. I'm going to preface this part here. I never and I didn't complain to servers because I used to be one when I'm there.
Right.
But I can still be a critic. And I'm pretty easy when I go into these places, and I usually always tip 20% and over. Always.
20 to 25. Yeah.
Always when I go in. We kept going. I don't want to say that the place we went to, but we go to this place often, family. And every time we go there, there's a particular server who's just fantastic. Cindy. We love Cindy. Okay. She's great. Cindy wasn't there yesterday. So we had someone else, and I won't say, and we've had that person before. And last time, person wasn't great. I was like, maybe this time around the person's come around. Terrible. Like forgot, didn't give a shit about coming back and asking, hey, does anybody need a drink? Freaking this one steak that I get a steak salad at this place. What do you do when you order steak? What's the first thing that the server should ask you, John? When you order steak on anything?
How do you want it made?
100%.
Yeah.
Never asked. I was eating charcoal bricks on this salad. Didn't send it back. Didn't say shit because I don't do that. But I hated every second of every chew, and I'm chewing up bullshit when I'm eating this thing. And then like every then I ordered a soup. That I wanted to come early. Soup doesn't come. Salad comes out with the steak on it and everything too. And I said, again, like I said, I am never, ever rude to servers. I said, oh, excuse me, just curious about the soup, Oh, yeah, it's coming. She forgot about the fucking soup. Who you bullshit? You forgot about the soup. Came out after my salad. I still ate it. I didn't say shit.
Sounds like a personal, it sounds like she 100%. Has a personal vendetta with you. Yeah.
100%. I didn't say shit. I was like, okay, but I didn't give 20% this time. Gave 15. That was it.
I think that's fair. If you can't expect the tip if you're not going to deliver strong service.
I saw this person maybe 2 or 3 times the entire time I was eating there. We were there for almost an hour. 2 or 3 times. The end. Oh, can I get you anything else or you want the check? Now I see you when you want the check. Get out of here. What happened? Geek Lodestars. How do you guys feel about Schnepp possibly loving this month with Superman Catastrophe? He would have loved it.
Yeah.
I remember him calling this things poop clouds. Always made me laugh. R.I.P. King of Sweaty. He would have been in bliss.
Oh yeah, 100%. He might have had one of those classic Transformers rants about the Jurassic World movies too.
Yeah.
After the
Bojax. There he is. What's up, my man? Matt Shackman clarified his Reed comments, saying in the comics he has led the Avengers. Also, I'd argue if Marvel made a better movie with Sam, people would buy him as leader a bit more. I wouldn't argue with you on that.
Yeah.
Bobby's right on it.
I don't know. I don't know that Mackie necessarily has that energy. Like it happens. It doesn't mean he's not a good actor. It doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to be Captain America. I think he does. But I don't know if Mackie has, he ain't Denzel. He ain't Chadwick Boseman. If you're going to make one-to-one comparisons, you would follow Denzel. You would follow Chadwick. Yeah, I don't know if people would necessarily follow Anthony. I love Anthony. Look, I will defend Anthony.
And it's like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
It's like you're like right there, and they tried so many times to get like that push to the championship, and he just can't. He's just not. He can't defend it. Carlton Rudder, London Calling. So Oasis in concert yesterday. Hey. What band or artist have you seen live that has blown you away, and which ones did you die to see? I'll tell you, the ones that I couldn't. My wife and I think it was 2016. It was either late 16 or early 17. It was before my wife wasn't pregnant yet, and it was before Maisie. We saw Guns N' Roses at Dodger Stadium and thought they were going to be terrible because it was years later. They were incredible. Yeah. It was one of the best concerts I ever went to. As far as die to see, I mean, hard to do now, obviously, but I always bummed. I mean, it's impossible now because they haven't been on tour in like 20 years. But Pink Floyd, I always wanted to see.
Oh yeah. What band or artist we've seen live that has blown you away? Yeah, I don't really go to concerts much, so I would. What would I say? I don't know. I don't know. The EDM stuff. Like I went to see Zed. I thought Zed was incredible. Blew me the hell away. And yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Which ones would you die to see? The Beatles, I guess.
Oh yeah, Doors. Well, we're going that far back. The Doors.
Yeah.
Matt Bull, what's up, James? Did you guys check out the Hawani Goldberg interview? I saw a lot of it. Did you see it?
What a putz! What a fucking! I'm sorry. What an effing putz!
Wow,
Goldberg. Oh, they didn't. They cut off my. They wouldn't do that to Cena. Oh, you know what? I deserve something better. You are a crap wrestler, and you have been for a long time. Gunther did his best to carry your old bones around the ring and deliver a semi-decent match, but you couldn't even do that. So to blame an up-and-coming champion for not being able to carry your old ass around the ring with your limited skills, to me, I thought was supremely insulting to the business, insulting to Gunther, and insulting to himself. And to pass that off was just mind-blowing to me. What are you doing?
Tell us how you really feel. Leslie 266, Heath Ledger was a masterpiece. DF, definitely not the movie. Agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. Jake, who are you? Ray Ho. What are you doing? Getting groceries? That bit still cracks me up. It was my favorite. What was she doing there? What was that old lady doing there? She was only there to ask that stupid question. You know the desert. Was she a neighbor? Is she taking care of the house? Yeah. Who are you? Ray Ho. Stupidest thing I've ever seen. So dumb.
JJ was done at that point. Just put it in there.
Yeah. Any funny camping stories? I'm going this weekend. Daniel Breen. I am not a camping person.
I hate camping.
I don't even know if I've ever done it.
You crazy fools with the wilderness, knock yourselves out. I hate it.
Crashing Coyote, can't watch live moving into a new apartment. Amazing. Advice for first time moving in with two best friends after college, and we're in New Jersey, close to New York City. Any pizza wrecks? Yes. So what I will tell you is, so Portnoy does that, the One Bite Pizza. Just type in Dave Portnoy, number one, our highest rated pizza score, and it's in Jersey, and it's like this oven. It's like been around for like almost like 80 years or 90 years, and it's in Jersey. And it's a place I wanted to try. I haven't been out there yet, but I hear it's got like a 9.8 or something crazy. So go and check that out. That's where I was at. I don't know how far in Jersey it is, but you should check that out because Jersey's fairly big. Go Pal! I'm a huge Thomas Crown fan. I love Adria for it. I hate that it's been long enough for the remake to go again. Excuse me while I crumble to dust. In 99, they switched bank robbery to art because they thought it'd be a hard sell as a bank robber as a hero. Do they go back this time? Luigi, I'll tell you, I like the art element to it. I thought it classed up the joint.
Yeah, classed up the joint. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I would rather them stick with art. I've never seen the original. Have you seen the original?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, if you're a McQueen completist, you watch those.
Okay, so do you prefer the McQueen version or the?
Oh, no, I prefer because him and Faye Dunaway don't have strong chemistry in the film, so I think it's much better with the
All right, Mike Joyce, Alan Richardson for Bane or Zod. Nah. He needs a lead, like a hero lead. It's just not. Yeah, I just don't know if that's it. Levi R127, Jensen Ankles for Batman would be perfect. I like him. I like Josh Hartnett. I like obviously Brandon Routh. Yeah.
I don't. I think if you're going to do a TV series, you put Jensen Ackles in there. I don't think if you're going to do the film version of it, I don't think you make it Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, that's fair. Pinwheels reviews.
Hey,
I enjoyed Superman, but I think I'll like Fantastic Four more. What's your opinion on the old Fantastic Four movies? Cheesy farts. I haven't seen them in quite a long time, but they're pretty much cheesy farts.
Yeah, I watched them recently for a new podcast. We were a guest on FM DeMarco's new podcast, and it was rough to watch those films again. Yeah. So bad. But I'll say this: the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the most recent one, the Josh Trank one, they're the best Fantastic Four film, and then it just falls off a cliff.
Yeah, he was just going through the absolute shits, Trank at the time. Yeah, not good. Unknown 5512. Hey, Kristian Rocha. I think certain characters like Hulk, Thor, Black Panther could really use a reboot, restructure, and maybe some other worlds. Would love to see Damson as T'Challa. Thoughts? I hope that happens. I really like. I think that John and I are on opposite pages when it comes to him in F1. I thought he was great in
I thought he was good in F1. He just wasn't used enough.
All right.
But I didn't see enough of him to think he could be a good Black Panther in that movie.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Tim Bino, predictions for Fantastic Four's first Rotten Tomatoes score. I'm going to say 91%.
Critics or audience?
Critics.
I'm
going to say 91 because it doesn't. It's all of the early ones that have come out already, and a lot of those were not just influencers. A lot of them were critics and other people too that have went to see it. They're all glowing and not say. Usually, if it's like some of it, they're all glowing. They're all going nuts. So I'm gonna go 91.
I will go Price is Right, and I'm gonna go $1 more, 92.
Bobby Jackson. I think Hulk is the greatest hero in the MCU. He's the one that brought the universe back. Tony just made Thanos and his minions disappear. Again, in the MCU and all of the MCU over Loki, how? What's one universe? One. It's one.
I mean, and also, Bojax, do you forget that Tony is the one who came up with time travel? Like that, none of it happens without him coming up with time travel, and he didn't want to do it.
Right. Tony figured without Tony, they couldn't even gone back.
Yeah, they dragged him back into it.
Yeah, and Hulk almost blew up Ant-Man by doing it.
Right.
Yeah. Tim Marsh or TL Marsh. Loki doesn't come up, Kristian, because he was always seen as a villain. It's true. It's the Disney Plus effect. Had this happened in film, then he would be here. I could not agree with you more.
Fair point.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's 100% the reason. 100%. Because again, it goes to the Marvel problem. You have to have watched the shows.
Yep.
Yeah, and the movie is the bigger medium. You are 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
Levi, just tuned in about 30 minutes. Did you guys see the writer of Supergirl is officially writing Wonder Woman? Yeah, we talked about it a little while ago. Rocha brought it up.
Anna Nagora.
Yep. Tyler, 5. How good is Ronald Acuna Jr., that throw?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it. I didn't see it
against the Yanks. Was that last week? Oh, was that the Braves guy against with that catch? Yeah,
I missed it. I missed it last.
I blacked out.
Yeah, right. Unknown. I missed it, and I'm kind of glad I did. Feige was under a mandate by Disney, and he lost control over the quality of the content and when or where it was being released. So it's not his fault. You can't say it's not his fault. He's shares the blame. You can't say it's not his fault.
I just don't understand.
That's not. You can't do that. You can say
such a childish point of view.
All his fault. Would you concede to that? It's not all his fault.
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. I think there's fault to go around 100%. But him to act like, but you to say this like he's some employee that's getting bullied by his bosses. Okay, I'll just do whatever you tell me to do. He's Kevin Feige. Okay, he is powerful. He is strong. He's getting paid millions of dollars. So he has a voice in the room to say yes or no, to push back. I mean, he's the one that advocated to get Pearl Murder out of there so they could tell more diverse stories. And so he knows how to work the system and get what he wants. Don't turn him into some low-level mid-management employee, for God's sakes. He's Kevin Feige.
Right. Levi R127. I always wanted Jamie Alexander as Wonder Woman. I also like Grace Caroline Curry and Shazam, but personal choices would be Izzy Gonzalez. She's a good choice too.
I know.
I just think Adria's a better actress than he's, and I like her. I've
heard she wants the role really bad.
Okay.
Really bad. So I don't know if it's happening, but I know she wants the role.
Okay. Maddie B. You know a guy named Maddie B. We had a guy who went to college named Maddie B. That's whose wedding we were at, or bachelor party we were at, rather. When I tell the story, I'm sure I've told this story many times over. Dagnino and I were at Caesar's Palace, and I don't know if you've ever been to one of the bathrooms in Caesar's Palace. Yeah. Like you could eat pasta on the floor.
I could sleep there. Yeah,
it's gorgeous. So we're there, and we're pretty tipsy, and it was just me and him in the bathroom, and we're peeing in the stalls, and I just look over and I go, stinks like shit in here, right? And out of nowhere, this guy from behind the stall goes, well, what the fuck you want it to smell like? Roses? Crying, laughing. And we're like, good point. Just like tears. And people were like, we couldn't stop crying, laughing, and people would walk out and be like, "What are you guys laughing?" We couldn't even explain ourselves. It was so funny, so stupid. Doug Developer, the MCU now feels like the NBA once LeBron retires.
Wait, did you? I think you skipped that one before we answered it. The last one, right? Or did I?
Let me see. Maybe you're right.
One in yellow. I think you were telling the story.
Oh yes, I was telling the story. Sorry, Maddie B. Thank you, Thank you. Tell my Maddie B story, and I totally skipped over Maddie B's question. To portray Reacher, Alan Ritson gained approximately 30 pounds of muscle, increasing his weight from 205 to 235. So he's normally smaller when not filming Reacher. He could be smaller for Batman. He ain't gonna lose that weight. Are you kidding me? He's not gonna lose. He's not gonna lose.
Rock. The Rock has to stay that size.
He's not gonna lose that. That's his shtick now. It's funny because after I left Collider Live, they had him on the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude, I forgot it was him because they were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he's like a twig compared to what he is now. But he's not gonna lose that weight.
Yeah,
no way. Okay, so then back to this, and Doug Developer, the MCU now feels like the NBA once LeBron retires. When's that even gonna happen?
A couple more years, I think.
Yeah. So you think he's staying with the Lakers? Or I
think he's gone. I think they absolutely are going to trade him. They
Yeah.
just have to find the right situation that works for him and the team and the other team as well. But yeah, a lot of people talk about Dallas Mavericks. Wouldn't it be something if you get LeBron, Kyrie, Anthony Davis, essentially his ghosts of Christmas future and past together? It could be fast.
And the world, he's finally going to the Garden.
Or the Knicks. That could be
Garden. Yeah.
I don't know.
Husker for life. New Predator trailer is awesome. Reaction. I probably won't be reacting. I didn't love the first trailer, but I trust you guys on the second one. And I like Trachtenberg, so I'm gonna check out the movie for sure. But does the Predator look better? He looked ridiculous in that first one.
Well, you see more of him in this trailer, so you can make a really full decision about how he looks.
Okay.
And how
he looked like a human being with
smaller Predator. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the look. J Mobile, is it a given that Soups is going to make another 100 worldwide, even with Fantastic Four coming out this week and Jurassic still theaters? Definitely not a given.
I think it's a given.
You think it's a given that's going to make another 100?
Listen, if worldwide dummies can go see Jurassic World multiple damn times, then a lot of people who want to feel hope and joy and want to take a break from their lives will go and see Superman again because they have such a great positive experience going to see it. The fact that it's made this much already in 2 weeks is pretty phenomenal, and the fact that it's a domestic-driven film that's done this is pretty
domestic. You're saying that's why he's asking if it's going to make another 100 million worldwide.
Yeah, but I'm saying the domestic will make up for whatever it's losing worldwide.
Yeah. Jack Lewis, 5308. Do you believe that if the Naked Gun reboot does well, it could lead to a resurgence of comedy films that are released in theaters? I think the last comedy I saw in theaters was Hangover 3. I think it will certainly have people attempt it. Whether or not it has a resurgence, I don't know, but it will certainly lead an attempt, which is just as good for me. I would love to see an attempt of certain comedies because I think it's telling that Happy Gilmore 2 didn't even try to go into theaters.
Yeah, right. It's coming out this week. Yeah. I don't know if it'll lead to a resurgence, but it could open the door, as you said, Kristian, to the attempts. But there are comedies in the pipeline right now. So there has been a call that's been heard by Hollywood. And so they're starting to put them back in motion. And we'll see. People need comedies nowadays.
Dogito, 77. Do you think a Thanos return will pay off his comment to Stark in Infinity War? You're not the only one cursed with knowledge if he meets the Doctor Doom variant. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he told you he is inevitable.
Yeah.
And so, yes.
Levi R 27. I'm not excited for Doomsday yet. I thought it was lazy for Marvel to bring back RDJ. I just don't see him as Doom. They could have brought back Mads Mikkelsen, and I would have been on board. I wouldn't have been on board for Mads Mikkelsen to play Doom. I don't think that would have worked in my eyes because, that wouldn't have worked for me. But I still wasn't super excited when they brought Downey back because my problem is even when they revealed him at Comic-Con, he's wearing the sneakers, he's got sunglasses on. It looked like Tony Stark playing Dr. Doom. Like, are we going to actually have Dr. Doom? He's a good enough actor. It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I remember reacting in real time, being like, wait, I should be happier about this. And I wasn't. And so that tells me that I have trepidation around it. And then you asked Mads Mikkelsen, that doesn't move the needle one damn bit. I know people love him but Mads is not some big star. He's good at what he does. He's good in these films, but he ain't a splash. RDJ was the splash, or even Killian coming out of Oppenheimer would have been the splash.
Yeah. Bojack's. Bobby, I've never really felt like the Avengers had a true leader. It always seemed like co-leaders between Tony and Steve. I agree with that. Yeah. But they both had more. They both were like, at one point they led like different factions of the Avengers too, and then teamed up essentially at the end to lead the entire Avengers. So yeah, I agree, but they were also the stars of it all, you know. Okay, 72 so far, John. Not bad.
Nice. Thank you.
J Mobile, lifelong Marvel reader fan, and I'm ready for the multiverse saga to end and for the MCU to restart with mutants. It was awesome for a bit, but it's time. I'm on board. I could have wrote that myself.
But nothing guarantees they're going to get it right with the mutant stuff. So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, Feige has had a shot. Feige has been involved with the X-Men in the past, and you know he was involved in the first 2 X-Men. I don't know how much at what power, but still. Bobby, my unconventional pick to lead would be Star-Lord. He has the experience and has really matured over the years. Also, it was his plan that almost worked against Thanos. He just didn't stick to it. Yeah, but I think the problem is that he's pretty much kind of like retired now. And I thought that he had such a good end to his arc, just going back and being with his uncle.
I think Pratt's going to move into the DCU. I think he's going to follow James. And so I think he's done after Secret Wars. That's just what I sense.
Trade quarter. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan about the cuffs, Steinfeld and Arjona in back-to-back movies. Man's is winning, lucky bastard. Hey, listen, especially when he's directing, he knows who to cast.
Bro, you work out that hard, look that good, you can make choices.
Yeah, that's right. Evil John Madden. John, last week you wanted to know who I watch on YouTube. Kristian Harloff, Real Rejects, Cinepals, and Geek Buddies. There are Asians, Black, women's, Latinos, and a gay guy. It's pretty diverse. Hey, he tells you who he watches.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Evil. Right. So why are you still evil, though? I'm confused.
Haskell. What's up, Haskell? Sup, guys? If they did a basic MCU reboot and Margot Robbie was cast as Sharon Stone, everybody would just fall over if that happened. Does it hit 2 billion? It won't hit 2 billion, no. And I think it's going to be a streaming, but there's no world where Margot Robbie's going to take that role, especially if Esther House is doing it. I'll tell you that.
Sydney Sweeney, maybe it hits 2 billion.
Maybe.
Not Margot.
2 billion?
I don't think Margot has that. What? No, I'm joking, of course, but I don't think Margot has that. I don't think she has that. The same.
Did you see Wolf of Wall Street?
People, that was 10 years ago. People lose at the situation. Sydney is right now the flavor now, like she was when Wolf of Wall Street came out. It's a different thing. I think it's a different thing.
I don't know, man. She pulled $1 billion movie not too long ago. Brandon Joseph.
That's a Barbie brand. That's also. I know.
He's a pretty big star, man. Yeah. Richardson would be a better Aquaman, more comic-like. I agree, and he already played Aquaman though. And sells that arrogant, dry asshole really well. Plus, needs to be imposing next to Bats and Soups. I'd like to see him play Aquaman too, and maybe just get another shot at it. Why not?
I'd be surprised if they did it because he already did it on Smallville. So,
yeah. Ed, I watched part 1 of the new 2-part Billy Joel HBO doc, and so it goes. It's fantastic. Part 2 is this Friday. Each part is 2.5 hours. An ultimate deep dive. I have to probably check it out. I mean, it's Billy Joel. He's a Long Island staple.
Definitely, I love Billy Joel. Yeah.
Levi Art 127. Do you think Marvel wanted Chadwick to be the face of the MCU after Captain America and Iron Man, but with his passing, they didn't have a plan? Yes.
Yeah. 100%. And mostly because, and this is no insult to Chadwick. Chadwick kept his illness a secret. I think and that's been known. I think even Ryan apparently didn't know about it. So I think if he had told Marvel ahead of time, they could have made alternate plans a little bit earlier. Right. Again, not Chadwick's fault. He's got a right to keep his business private. But I think they would have planned out better. So yes, they've been on their heels since trying to make it work.
Screwface John.
Hey,
the waiter was clearly mad that you gave their favorite movie a bad review. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe they walked in there and they're like, "Oh, there's this guy again." Bobby, I know it won't happen, but I want to see Richardson as Aquaman again. There you go, just on the big screen instead of on the CW. I mean, maybe look if you can put. And granted, different roles, but if you can just take a not too long ago Aquaman and Jason Momoa and then give him Lobo, why couldn't you take an Aquaman from a TV show that people haven't seen in a very long time and put him in as Aquaman as a different kind of version of it in your DCU? Why not?
I mean, you could, of course, because people are just going to be like, well, that was TV. They're not going to care that much. So, yeah that's fair.
Evil John Madden. Christian's still waiting for you to make an appearance on Geek Buddies. I've been on Geek Buddies like three times. actually still waiting to see any special guests, but I guess they'll never happen. That's not true. I've been on like 3 times.
Yeah, he's been on 3 times. Where have you been, Evil John Madden?
I know. El Doritos 97 became a member. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Good time to do it. We got our live stream coming up real soon too. Tyler Pfeiffer, he threw Vivas out at third base flat-footed from the. If we're going to never touch the ground, I got to watch the play. I got to check it out. Mitchell,
hey
Miller, 1. Feige saying the plan was to shift from Kang to Doctor Doom even before the legal stuff, and that Thunderbolts failed because they're mostly from TV is insane. Losing trust. Part of that I agree with. Part of it I don't. I think that part of the reason that I think the TV portion of Thunderbolts, I think a part of that is true. I think that people
think that is true.
Yeah, the people, because I've heard people go, I didn't watch any of the shows. I don't know who that is. I don't know why I don't even know who these people are. What am I watching? Because if you don't watch a couple different things, you don't know what the hell's going on with like the Captain America or Winter Soldier and Falcon. If you don't watch that, you don't know who John Walker is.
And he was the one out there saying, you don't need to have watched the shows. You don't need to have watched the shows to enjoy Thunderbolts. And then now he's doing the interview saying, well,
no, he still says that. He still says that. He still said inside of that. He goes, people are saying that. I don't feel like that's the truth. Of course it's the truth. You don't get the same feeling from John Walker that you would if you watch those scenes. But the first part of what he's saying, John and I both agree with here, that it makes no sense for him to say that they were going to move away from Kang.
And it really bothers me that he said that actor. Like Jonathan Majors, like, yes, he got into a toxic relationship with a girlfriend, and it was, from the video, it's not a strong, thick situation. But is Kevin Feige a saint? Is he never done anything wrong with anybody ever? So for him to be like that actor, it's so dismissive and disrespectful. It's horrible for him to have said that. He should have said Jonathan Majors, said his name, be done with it.
Right.
I don't know why he said that.
I think look, and I'll also say this. I think Kevin Feige is a creative genius. I really do.
Yeah,
I really do. I think he's one of the best producers of all time. I happen to like him as a person. I think he's really good. I think he bent the knee to social media many times over. Yeah. I think he has bent the knee so many times to politics and other things, and I think that he has bent the knee to where, like, that actor, I don't want to mention his name, but he's bent the knee many times in social issues and things too, and I think that that's what he did there by not mentioning his name. You could say things happened with Jonathan Majors, it didn't work out, we had to move on, and we moved on. You say his name though, that was silly. HP view on Rob's Fantastic Four spoiler on can't be a show on timeline. Did he spoil something on it?
I don't know. I don't watch.
Rob's been known to do that from time to time.
He gets excited.
He does. He gets excited. Unknown by 6MR. I mean, not all his fault, however. The added layers of management by Chapek and the mandate, I argue, were the major factors in the decline of the MCU.
No,
I do. I think it's part of that. I don't think he's wrong. I think some of that
mandate wouldn't have mattered if they had made quality work. That's the difference. He made decisions to go in certain directions. He chose the creatives.
Yeah.
And so he has to look, if I choose the players on the team, I take responsibility for how they produce on the field. And that's really how it works. And so I hear what you're saying, that the pressure was on, but like, welcome to real life and a job. And pressure is always on to perform, to deal with people leaving your job or unexpectedly passing away, figuring things out, changing on the fly, troubleshooting.
Yeah.
Welcome to real jobs. Like that happens all the time in smaller ways and bigger ways all over the spectrum. So I just think people want to worship him so much that they don't want to give him any blame. And it's nonsense.
Bobby, John, have you ever thought about doing reactions to popular TV shows or movies you missed over the years?
I have. Yeah. And I'm talking to somebody now is open to doing it with me. And he has done too many of them, but he's open to learning with me. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Those are some of the changes that are coming really soon when we move over to be fully the John Rocha channel. But yes, thanks, Joe, Bojax. Appreciate it.
Evil John Madden. The MCU now feels like the WNBA spending all their money and doesn't make any of it back. And that is why the WNBA haven't earned bigger salaries.
Can I address this?
Yes, go ahead.
This is I have to say this, and Evil, I know we've been going back and forth. So people don't understand or don't have any knowledge of the WNBA. Yes, they've lost money since they've been around. Yes, 100%. NBA has funded them and what have you. However, they're about to sign a massive TV rights deal that is $200 million, $250 million.
Now, is that because of Caitlin Clark?
Yes, an element of Caitlin Clark, but also all the ladies that came before Caitlin who've been building the product. Women's sports is exploding. And all the dudes being sexist about it, you just sound like morons. Like women's soccer, women's basketball, it's all exploding. You know, today, over the weekend, I saw on NBC on a primetime channel, I'm watching women's rugby with Alona Mara. She's like women's sports exploding. WNBA, you can make those jokes. It's because you don't know they're about to do a massive rights deal, which is why these ladies are asking for a bigger piece of the pie, because there's going to be a bigger piece of the pie for them to make money off of. So you make your jokes, but it just means you don't know shit about the WNBA and what's really going on behind the scenes. So
I definitely don't know shit about it. Drifty 1290. I'm with you, Kristian. I'm done with watching more than one trailer. Seems like they showed all of Fantastic Four. They did show a lot. They showed a lot. Carlton Rudder, Cinephile's breakdown of Superman 1978 is epic.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen, Michael Vogel joined us for that one, so please listen.
I'd like to check that out. That'd be a good one. Mr. J. Anderson, Leadership 101. It's always the leader's fault. Yep, that's true. 100%. That is true. All right, 76. Not bad. This is a big one. Look at this one. What do you guys think about Marvel? This is from Jack Lewis. What do you guys think about Marvel shooting Doomsday without a written third act? Seems like a bad idea, given how important the movie will be for getting people back on the wagon for all the future stuff they want to do. It depends. If they know where they're going with it and they have an overall idea of what the final scene is, I'm okay with it. If it's like we don't even know what the third act is at all, we don't even know what's going to happen, then that's the problem. But if they have it outlined, like, no, you know what, we know exactly we need to get there. We just need to punch in the dialogue, do this, have that. I'm okay with that.
I mean, Feige said in that interview, he was like, we've never started a movie without a finished script. And I was like, technically we had a first draft, so I guess you could say that. But yeah, this is unsettling that they're not done with the third act. But yeah, we'll see. They've done it before and had success. So
Paul Hitchcock, who's more likely for best supporting actress? Ayo Edebiri or Julia Roberts? Spanks.
Wow,
man. Real question: is it time for Feige to plan his exit from Marvel? Nah, not yet. He's going to do X-Men.
Yeah, he's got to land the plane with X-Men and set them in a good course, and then he'll move on. Which
he's going to, at one point in his career, and I don't know if it is 2 years from now or 10 years from now, he will land at Star Wars.
Yeah, 100%, Kristian. 100%.
Yeah, he's more of a Star Wars fan than he is a Marvel fan.
Filoni is going to eat the dirt, and Feige is going to come in and save the brand. 100%.
I have a prediction about Lucasfilm, John.
What's that?
I think they're going to go. I think
you want to take this down. So if they want to use it as a short, go ahead.
Thank you. Let's have you produce the show. I think Lucasfilm might be getting their act together.
Oh, that's a new tune from you.
It is. I'm just going to say this. Okay. I think they're getting there. I think they might actually. I think that there's optimism that could be shared by me. I think that there is a world where they might actually have a structure, which they haven't had in forever.
Ooh, wow.
I might think, I am thinking that it is a possibility that in the next 2 or 3 years, you can start to see a little bit of things taking shape. I think we're going to get there in about 3 years, but I think it's possible. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I like this.
Mr. J. Anderson, I still wish Viggo Mortensen was cast as Doom. That would have been interesting.
Viggo would have been a splash, much more than Mads. Yeah.
Mike Joyce, look on John's face when Evil John Madden appears. It's such a great, ongoing feud. Ryan Plibb, how much would a Peter and Miles live action Spider-Man team make in box office? That could finally happen after the Spider-Verse movies are. Well, that was one of the things we didn't address that Kevin Feige mentioned. He said, we can't do, they won't let us use Miles until that's over. So probably it'll happen, but probably not for a bit.
But listen, the Spider-Verse movies will be over, I think, before Secret Wars comes out. So it doesn't mean that they couldn't have Miles pop in the Secret Wars and work something out. So just kind of keep that way in the back of your mind as a possibility.
2 more for now.
Okay.
And let's see. The first one is Free Pancakes. Happy Monday, fellas. Stay handsome. Thank you, Free Pancakes.
Thank you.
And this is the last one for now unless someone else wants to throw something in there. Act Up 805. Someone please Photoshop John and James Gunn cheating at the concert. Please. That whole thing has been just unbelievable. Did you see that guy blaming Coldplay, and they're suing Coldplay?
Yeah, they're
suing. How? And I will tell you this: whether you're a fan of Coldplay and Chris Martin or not, the way that he has handled it since has been brilliant.
Yep.
He's just I saw a video of him where he's like, Well, just let everybody know what we're going to do now is our cameras are going to go across and focus on some of you. So we don't want to be filmed. This whole thing was great. It was great.
This guy's a billionaire. This guy.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I was say. I hope his wife, who he has put through hell for this now,
a new billionaire.
They might have had an arrangement, like, that happens with rich people all the time. That wives or husbands are like, yeah, I'm okay as long as we share the money, blah blah blah. But when you embarrass the person, that's a whole nother ball publicly. That's a whole. Yeah. So if she's gonna. I hope she takes him for everything.
Yeah, balls in that guy blaming it on they shared a private moment. Eat garbage, you turd.
You're in a public place.
Yeah. And it's a concert, you moron. You ever been to a concert or a sports game before?
Yeah. And also, I want to say this: HR. I'm not surprised. I've dealt with HR before in certain places, and sometimes HR cozies up to management really hard sometimes. So right. I was not surprised to see that she was the HR person. Like it happens. It's weird.
Jack Lewis, Lucasfilm not releasing a Star Wars film in over 5 years is not a good look. Hope Feige takes over for the brand's sake. I don't think he's going to do it anytime soon. But like I said, I think that the one thing to be optimistic about is maybe they'll actually start planning stuff and putting things into actual form. Maybe that will happen. That's all I can say. Okay. Unknown by 6 MR. Hey, Rocha, Marines over Army.
Wow,
man.
I think all branches of the military service are effective and important. So
there you go.
To rank them.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see, John. Right now, you've got 82.
Okay.
82. Good start to the week, my friend. Yeah. Tell them where they can find you.
Thank you guys so much. Please come find me at The Rocha Says, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Outlaw Nation on Twitch. My YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Rocha Says. The John Rocha channel soon to be there in the next few days. Thank you so much for hanging out and doing so. Please subscribe. We really appreciate it. And Kristian, thanks for having me, man. A lot of fun here on a Monday again. Take care, everybody.
See you, John, here next week. Guys, thank you for being here, as always. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'll have more news for you on the Kickstarter where it is moving. And I'm getting really great reviews from people that are reading that I have a lot of respect for. I've been sending it to some of my friends because you never know when you're so close to something. And I give props to Roxy too. She's like, you got to send it out to people. So I send it to people I worked with in development, people that I've met over the years that are in the business, and I wanted to get their thoughts because I wanted to get good notes, and I've been getting really good feedback. So hopefully you guys are going to like what we're going to put out there for you. The goal is to try to shoot it within the next year and then see what we can do with it. So thanks again. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Make sure right after this, I'm going to make my Loki season 2 finale. I'm going to make that live. Then I'm going to do the out of the theater reaction tonight. So that's it. See you guys soon. Check out whatever I'm going to say. And I don't know what I'm going to say. I was just talking at this point. Bye.
Mustard.
Okay. That made a lot of sense.